Good God. All right, we're rolling.
Looks like we're rolling.
Look who's back. Jay Cuddy. And that's it.
All right.
Just kidding. Big Smooth's here, too.
Thanks for having me
Big
back on,
Smooth.
Ryan.
Yeah.
You're welcome. It's good to see your faces again.
So what's the deal with this GoPro right here?
We're going to try and film this episode.
Film it? Like they can see my face?
Yeah.
Oh, I would have.
So now all of the deplorable things you say on Twitter and you say on my show, now they can put a face.
Name one thing I've said that's deplorable on my Twitter account.
It'd be easier to try and name something you haven't said that's deplorable.
You completely dodged the question. I asked you to give me one example.
Well, I don't. You know what? That's unsolicited.
Your
That's
words
like
are falling down flights of stairs.
That's unsolicited catcalling, and I'm not going to answer that question.
Yeah, well, I think she would put up a better debate than you.
Who?
I'm just kidding. She wouldn't.
Who? Say her name.
Say my name.
Say her name.
I can't. Alexandria Cortez. I don't want to say the middle part of her name because I botch it every time.
Ocasio?
Ocasio.
Wasn't that
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Yeah, wasn't that hard?
Yeah, she doesn't even deserve to have a full name with the way she speaks. Have you heard some of the... No, okay, no. I'm saying her... I mean, you just have to listen to some of her arguments she makes. She's absolutely terrible.
I have. And that's what I want to talk to you about, because I know...
She has a good stance on the economy.
Yeah, and I like how she thinks that our representatives are appointed, not elected.
That doesn't make sense.
That was bad.
Because that makes a ton of sense. Because when we go to the polling stations on Tuesday, we're appointing people. We're not electing people.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
Well, that's a tough one.
So your boy Ben Shapiro wants to debate her, or just have a discussion with her.
Never gonna happen.
Who, by the way, is in Dallas tonight and Phoenix tomorrow. So he's taking his show live.
His podcast?
He's just, or
what?
I wouldn't say podcast per se. Because
no, he's doing like a little anecdote. I think is it kind of like a tour of his? Is it his new book or is he just giving like a lecture? I don't know because I know he's coming out with a new book.
Q&A and
Big
stuff.
Smooth,
Q&A.
point it right at your face.
Like this?
Yeah.
All right,
see how much
good.
clearer you are?
Honestly,
I want to hear your beautiful voice because you have a lot of things in that big brain of yours.
we were going to go to it, Joe, but then you just never got back to me on if you wanted to go or not. So
Wanted to go
to Dallas to go to the Ben Shapiro show.
I think it's going to be streamed. So
I heard it's not.
From who?
Well, Ben Shapiro, why? He's selling tickets.
Yeah, so of all of his lectures at college campuses have been streamed, and they've also sold tickets.
That's different, though.
Interesting. I'm pretty sure there will be video of it.
That's not what he said.
Turning Point will get a hold of it.
Who?
Charlie Kirk and
Oh,
Candace Owens.
Jesus.
I don't know. People say that
Speaking of
Charlie... he's a conservative, so I'm not going to bash him too much. But people say that, he's like the rising star of the conservative party, and I don't know.
Why?
He's a little too far right for me.
Well, in terms of the conservative party, that makes sense.
Yeah, but he's...
What do you think about him and Candace Owens?
I don't like Candace Owens that much.
Well, he was actually going to talk about when they got assaulted, but that's good, Joe.
Oh,
I'm glad your own beliefs.
When they just got attacked. Well, they didn't get attacked, but they were harassed by those protesters.
They were attacked.
No, when you throw it,
they threw a drink at her.
When you pour a drink over someone's head, that is you are attacking someone.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
It doesn't surprise me.
Why not?
It's the collectivist.
Is that something you would do?
It's the collectivist mob
I've
mentality.
seen you do it.
You've seen me do that. Yeah, maybe when I was in second grade.
Okay.
Pouring Kool-Aid on someone's head or something. I
You
might have
poured
done
Kool-Aid on someone's head?
Yeah, I don't want to talk about
That's sticky, dude.
I know, it was sticky.
Didn't you do the ice bucket challenge? Didn't you
And
pour
honestly,
ice over someone's head?
it was a very sticky situation.
I got that on camera.
We should just cut it out.
All right.
Didn't the ice bucket challenge, though? Didn't you pour water over somebody's head? Isn't that technically what happened?
I don't know if I did that to anyone, did I?
Pretty sure you did.
Was it you?
Yeah, it was.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
Where?
On your driveway.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I did mine on my deck.
Hmm.
Yeah, that wasn't fun. That was really cold.
Yeah, well now you know.
That was the point of it.
Well, yeah, that was the challenge. Was you donate like what was it, $5-10, and then you do the challenge, and then you challenge 3 people.
It was $100. $5-10. Jeez.
If everyone that posted the video donated $100, that disease would have been cured by now.
They cured it yesterday.
Well, no help to you.
Well, knowing the
Just
mainstream
kidding.
media, they probably wouldn't have covered it anyways.
Oh god.
Oh, gee.
Am I wrong though?
Oh, boy.
They'd rather probably talk about how many Diet Cokes Trump's had today versus curing ASL. It wouldn't really surprise me.
That's probably true.
ALS.
What did I say?
ASL.
Oh, American Sign Language. Sorry. I was doing something.
It's easy.
I was the same thing.
It's easy
No,
to mix up.
no,
dude.
I was
That's easy
doing-
to mix up.
I was doing.
Anyways, Ryan, let's talk about something that's actually of substance.
I was reading about something regarding ASL, but that's fine.
I'm glad you
No,
said
you're
right this-
not. I can see what's on your computer.
No, not right now.
Oh, okay. Well, give us context.
Yeah, there's no context.
You don't need to have context.
That's kind of the point of a lot of different
my God.
things.
Anyways, why do you think? So what's the deal with Alexandria not wanting to debate?
What's up with
or have a dis-
ASL?
No, Cortez. The reason why Cortez would never debate Ben Shapiro, or not even just Ben Shapiro, she's not going to really debate anybody that she knows would put up a good fight, because she will get destroyed. I mean,
So,
there's
third
been,
grader.
yeah, really. I honestly think if you put me in front of her, I could make her look silly.
Oh, yeah.
I honestly have confidence that
Oh,
I
yeah.
could.
Well, she's watching.
No, no. I don't know what my favorite. I mean, it's been how long since she's been in this, or she's been elected in that district? How long has it been?
Wasn't
like
it late June?
I don't know, yeah, like 4. No, not 4. Like 3 months maybe.
Late June.
And how many how many sound bites she already has that are
Oh.
very stupid comparatively to like career-long politicians who don't even have
At least 15 to
the
20.
compilation she does so far. It's really fascinating,
Yeah.
and just how she got elected.
Well, the better part is not even her sound bites. It's the fact that the whole left party just loves her. They think she's like the next rising star that's going to take them out of this little slump they're in.
However, did you see that Barack Obama did not endorse her?
I did see that
Yeah.
because she's way too left for him, which I think he's probably understanding and realizing that
I think
that's not the way they need to go.
I think Obama's left. I think he's pretty far left. I don't. He's not socialist left.
No, he's no.
He's close. He's straddling the line, but he is not full out Bernie Sanders.
He's a social left,
Alexandria
not a socialist
Cortez.
left. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
He's a social democrat.
Yeah.
So he just goes to a lot of parties.
There you go. I mean, someone's got to supply the weed.
Well, he believes in. I mean, he believes in the. I mean, he believes in obviously the universal health care, and he.
What do you believe in, Joe?
Oh, you want me to finish my statement, or do you want me to tell me what? What do you mean? What do I believe? It's pretty clear what I believe. I'm a libertarian. I'm a conservative libertarian. My thoughts are
You know what I believe?
pretty clear.
Do you know what I believe?
What?
I believe you need to point the microphone at your mouth.
So tell me about
There you
libertarianism. Just tell me.
Libertarianism.
Like you go,
Libertarianism. Libertarianism,
That's a
if
good
you
start.
were to sum it up quickly, is
no, can you give me the full version?
okay. Are you going to let me speak?
It's getting heated here.
Jeez.
It's basically limited government and making sure that people are open for open trade, free enterprise.
More civil liberties.
Yeah, basically
How limited?
more focused on the individual than the collectivist ideology.
How limited?
What do you mean how limited of government?
Well, you said
He
limited
didn't say
government.
how.
I
limited
honestly, I
government,
think
he
our
said how
government.
limited.
We have to have a federal government. You have to have a central government because you have to have it for things such as defense. You have to have it for
So a central defense?
central defense.
Okay.
What are you making fun of?
No, I'm just listening. I'm listening to you.
Okay, well, yeah. I mean, obviously, I disagree with it now, but Medicare, Medicaid, you can't just take that completely out of the way right now.
Yeah, what's
Lyndon-
crazy about that is it's cheaper to pay the tax penalties if you don't have that insurance than it is to actually pay for the premiums.
No, I don't doubt it.
It's crazy.
So, your grandfather, does he get Medicare?
Does my grandfather get Medicare?
Yeah.
Yes, but he has a supplemental.
Okay. I'm just asking questions. I'm just trying to learn about you, man.
All right, so far there's been a lot of tension between
No,
Big
hold
Smooth
on.
and Jeff.
No. Let's go into this because this goes into a deeper question here. What are you asking about my grandpa for? Are you saying that since I'm not a believer in Medicare and Medicaid, that you therefore are going to use the argument that my grandpa is receiving Medicare, therefore
Hey, Big Smooth,
yeah,
point that thing at your mouth.
I'm dodging.
Like I know you know how.
Oh my gosh, I can't even get
Go
a
ahead.
word in.
Good, man.
that I am somehow dogging a program that involves a family member.
First of all, I think you and your boy used the word dog, like a dog.
I fired her like a dog.
But no, I wasn't saying anything. I was just asking a simple question about your genetics.
I think
and your heritage.
I think Lyndon B. Johnson screwed up the introduction of Medicare and Medicaid. I think that it should have been, once again, this plays into the libertarian idea.
Are you blaming Kennedy for dying?
Partly. He chose to have the open hood. He could have had the closed one. I'm actually serious about that. That is partly his responsibility. He wanted to have it open so that he could feel like he could communicate with the people at the rallies more. He actually did make that decision. I'm not saying that him getting killed is directly his fault. I'm saying that he made a decision that made it more likely to put him in that situation, yes.
And what makes this come full circle is Ben Shapiro is going to be in the city that John F. Kennedy got shot at. So, do you see a correlation here?
I don't see a correlation.
Are you saying that he's going to get shot and killed?
Dude, why would you say that? Are you a terrorist?
Wait, we're talking about tariffs now? Wait, what?
Tariffs. Anyways, can we get out of this? Is like we're in like very muddy water right now.
Okay.
I want us to pull out of this.
Okay, yeah, sorry. Joe.
The tires are spinning.
Yeah, Joe.
We got to get out of the car because the muffler's underneath the mud, so we're going to die of carbon monoxide poisoning. So we got to get out of the car and get this thing back on track.
I feel like I was asked like 30 questions and I never got to answer.
He was trying to put you. He was trying to put you to the test, man, and I don't think he liked the outcome of it.
He didn't ask. He didn't.
Here's the thing: you answered all the questions to the best of your ability, and, and that's all you can ever ask for.
Big Smooth is being heckled right now.
Okay, first of all, which part are you? Where are you saying that my arguments weren't good? Let's address those and then let's discuss it.
So, what do we think about LeBron James?
You are moving away from the conversation.
No.
I am directly asking you at this moment, what part of my argument was terrible, and what argument are we referring to?
No, here's the thing. I never said it was terrible. I said to the best of your ability, you answer the question, and that's all I can ask for. I never said it was terrible.
I didn't even get a chance to explain myself.
You didn't have to. You answered the best you could.
You asked me what libertarianism, and I didn't even get a chance to discuss it.
You said limited government.
Limited government.
More civil liberties.
Civil liberties. Free trade.
They're open to open free trade.
But then you asked about my grandpa.
And you said...
Which I still don't know why you did that.
He's on Medicare with a supplemental. Can I just ask you about your grandpa without having a reason?
You had a reason for doing that.
Because I'm your friend?
Let's move on to a different subject.
Okay.
Sorry I don't have any grandparents really to talk about.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
It's just getting going. Oh,
Dude,
God.
this is one of the best start yet.
This is great. We're 12 minutes into it.
Wow, you really retreated to the bunker on that one.
What do you guys think of
I thought it was pretty good.
Facebook, YouTube, and a few Apple
They're good social media.
taking away
Oh.
Alex Jones' platform for his InfoWars show? What do you think of that? Somebody. I mean, you're both on camera, so you both can talk.
I mean, my opinion is once again, this plays into my ideology. I think it's ridiculous that they decided to remove him. I think Alex Jones, I think he's freaking crazy.
But he's predicted some things right, though, in the past.
Yeah, but he's also the one that has said that Sandy Hook was fake.
Right, and that's a big issue, and I think that was kind of the boiling point. And
then he has some very unpredictable behavior on his shows. He says a lot of, I don't know, I think he says some, and I'm typically not someone who gets offended by things, but he says some things that I think are very questionable at best. But at the end of the day, if, players like YouTube and Facebook, and however, something to note, though, is Twitter did not take down his platform, and they actually came out with a statement. But I don't know. I think it's a slippery slope when when you're not in the business to promote ideas. You're in the business to, be a media platform for other people. I don't think that you should be dictating what people see. Once you start to do that, people are going to realize that you have an agenda. And I think when you have not monopolies, but when you have social media outlets that are so dominated, such as Facebook, YouTube. What else am I thinking? Facebook, YouTube. Who else? Apple,
Instagram.
Yeah, iTunes. Yeah, Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they all.
That's Facebook, though.
Yeah, I guess technically it is Facebook, but still, that's a really dangerous game to play.
So my question is it more of their kind of taking away his rights, you got to wiggle the thing. You got to keep it active.
Oh, okay. I thought for a second we lost
What are we talking
power.
about?
Alex Jones.
Alex Jones in the meeting.
I meant the wiggling and the keeping it active. Oh, you meant okay.
What was I even saying? Damn it, Jeff.
You're saying
Is it more of an issue of his rights being violated, or are these private companies exercising their right?
Well, I don't know.
And how many of those companies are private companies?
Well, I was going to say,
And
Facebook isn't private. They're
they're
public. Yeah. So what they did is obviously wrong. If you are not a private company, like the NFL, for instance, is a private company, right? Which is why it's really controversial the fact they're telling these players about the whole anthem thing, but they're trying to protect their product and they're a private company. So I can even side with them. I'm not saying it's right to. I mean, they've already botched it anyways.
Yeah.
But Alex Jones, even no matter how bad of a person or how weird your ideas are or whatever, First Amendment rights, you should have the right to say what you gotta say, even if you don't agree with it. You still have the right to say it. I mean,
yeah.
you just look at CNN and Fox and all these different. I mean, they're spewing out different things. Whether you believe it or not, whether it's truth or not, we don't know. But at least they're saying it. That's your choice as an individual human being to decide whether you believe that or not, and just go from there. And if you do your right and due diligence, you should be able to research that on different internet sites, whatever. Talk to different people, listen to different podcasts, and form your own opinion. And so I don't know what they're doing to Alex Jones is unfair, but that's they're gonna do what they're gonna do.
It's very good. I think that there's some questions as to whether or not there should be involvement in terms of companies that have such large control, not necessarily monopoly, but have such a large control of the market, and then making drastic changes such as that, and kind of dictating what information is getting released and things like that. I don't know. I think it's just a really slippery slope because when you start to do that, but you keep things up like Antifa, like when they're allowed to keep their stuff up, you're not really a media platform or media outlet anymore. You're now a news outlet essentially, because you do have an agenda.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you have an agenda, and I understand they say it's their company, they can do this and that. But my logic on this also is with how polarized the country is at this point, why as a company would you want to do that? Because with how polarized people right now, and how everyone's participating on all this boycott stuff and things like that. I don't know why you'd want to piss off a bunch of people that are using your sources. I mean, using your media outlets, because, I've never heard talks about people creating another thing such as Facebook or another version of YouTube up until this stuff started happening.
So here's another question.
They might be creating a competitor by doing this. And I don't think it's in their best interest to do this.
So my question is then, so when they cut him off altogether and they removed him from their platform like YouTube, did they give a specific reason as to why they removed him?
They said they violated their terms and policies.
But did they say what violated their terms and policies?
I don't think they gave specific examples. I just think that they deemed his content.
See, that's another thing. Like, I listened to Joe Rogan and Jimmy Dore talk about this, and it's like, okay, well, what was the specific incident? And is it a situation where, okay, maybe that video violated your rules, so can you just get rid of that video? And then you don't have to necessarily delete him from, using YouTube. Because, I mean, I'm sure Alex Jones generates pretty good revenue on YouTube. Even though he says crazy stuff, but I mean, he's still bringing in views.
You talk about the individual videos themselves. Who goes through that all the time is Steven Crowder, the conservative comedian.
Oh, a lot of guys do. I mean, even Joe Rogan does, and he's not even conservative.
And then wasn't Jordan Peterson?
Yeah, over the transgender comments.
And all he ever said, the most controversial thing, and it's not even controversial, the most controversial thing he ever said is that he is not going to allow government to dictate which pronouns to use. He even said he would voluntarily call someone a he or she if they preferred it. But all he said was he doesn't believe that the government should be able to dictate what pronoun to use, and they shut him down for that. don't tell me that you're a media outlet and nothing more when you do that. A media platform when you do that.
Right.
You have a clear agenda when you do stuff like that.
Yep.
We think about that, and then do you guys remember? I forget his name, but there's the guy on YouTube that he's a very strong voice in the Flat Earth Society.
Oh gosh,
I can't think of his name. You should Google
Kyrie Irving.
No, you should Google that though.
Am I allowed to minimize this?
Yeah, you can minimize it. Go to the very bottom. Okay, now go over to Google Chrome. Damn it, that's not Google Chrome. Unreal.
All right. Oh, no, I got it.
I'm holding it for you. There you go. You know, you could just put it in the stand and then hold the stand and then put it back down. Even though Jeff didn't like that, we could still do that. What was I saying? Yeah, he's not like he's not the Flat Earth Society leader.
Well, who is he? I don't know. I don't follow this garbage. This is
yeah. You can try typing in YouTube, and we'll see if I can.
Do you want me to actually click a video?
No, don't click a video.
Bruce Lee.
No. What Bruce Lee knew. So he took some secrets to the grave, apparently. Eric Dubay, that's his name. Eric Dubay.
Okay.
So there's guys like him who are preaching a pseudoscience. One that's like we all know is fake. It's not real. And he's posting videos on YouTube. But you're taking down another guy, Alex Jones, who's making videos that are crazy, yet some things he's right about. I do think the Sandy Hook thing is kind of egregious and really kind of disturbing, especially if you're a parent who lost their child and you have some guy saying, no, that was fake. Those were all actors.
Well, it's like, so I think Joe's completely right. It's just, they have their own agenda. And it's obvious they're trying to, it's propaganda. At the end of the day, it's propaganda. And it borderlines, like Russian stuff. And you get into that territory of forcing your own opinion and creating censorship on other stuff that you don't want people to really see. And I'm not saying it's reached that point per se, but it keeps going like this. And if Trump gets reelected 2020, it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. I mean, obviously the 2018 midterms is going to decide a lot too, because the House and Senate are definitely not looking.
How do you think it's going to get worse?
How's it going to get worse?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the other side has only dealt with Trump for less than 2 years, and we've seen all this stuff go on.
But do you think there's going to be like a point where they plateau? Because I feel like when Obama got elected, it was kind of like that for his first year or so, with the conservatives being really not. I wouldn't say to this extreme where they were telling people to harass officials in public. I don't think it ever got to that. I think they did a lot of bashing, like on Fox News and whatnot.
There's one key difference between that and the Obama administration, and that is you have Donald Trump plus Twitter.
That's a good point. Because Obama had Twitter, but he was never like...
not Trump Twitter.
Yeah, he was never like...
No.
Outrageously vocal.
So, no, it's never going to... It's the people being outraged, but to the severity, I don't know.
Well,
that might plateau, but people are going to be outraged forever how long he's president.
And people can say what they want, but you go from Obama as a president, obviously African American, a family man, good image for the most part when he is elected, and then you go to someone that a lot of women do not like, a lot of people of color do not like for the most part. I mean, not saying that all people of color or all women don't like Trump, but you have a lot more people now against this president after they had a president they were obviously for. And you go from two sides of the spectrum in terms of who you had as your president.
Yeah, they're very polarizing.
Right. And
very polarizing.
And it would have been like, if it would have been like a small gradual step from each, it would have been different. But I think to both of you guys' point, one is, yes, Trump and Twitter. Trump does not help himself a lot of the times. Some of his tweets are fine, but for the most part, his tweets definitely make it worse for him, or at least
it's
his
just
party.
like it's the Trump show. You know what I mean?
He's an entertainer.
It's like he's a reality TV star.
And he honestly that could have got him elected. Who knows? But that's part of his MO. And
what got him elected was how he ran his campaign.
Well, not to mention
He
Hillary.
was, well, he's honest
herself.
about America's economy, and he had what seemed to be realistic ideas to fix the economy, and he was just brutally honest. That's why people liked him.
Well, he has done good things, obviously.
He's done, it's like, what does Shapiro say? Sometimes Trump. You're never, like, you're like pro-Trump. It's like, I'm sometimes Trump.
Good Trump, bad Trump.
Whenever he does good stuff, we cheer. Whenever he does bad stuff, we are critical.
But to answer your question earlier, I don't think it would ever plateau, honestly, because I think you have a lot more hostility. I mean, I don't think, again, I didn't watch much politics until 2016, but you never had, I don't think, Antifa groups or Antifa-like groups running around and doing what they did like Candace Owen and Charlie Kirk, and I don't think, and you're going to have more. I mean, the violence in Chicago over, like, I think it was 2 weekends ago, 72 people or something like that got shot. I think
it was 11 or 12 murdered or something like that.
Yeah, it was like 70-something shot, like 11 or 12 murdered. I mean, in a weekend.
That's pretty insane.
And yet, that wasn't really discussed. For the most part, I know it was on Fox, but I searched around on CNN and MSNBC, and I didn't really see much about it. And I mean, I didn't spend a lot of time on there, but I don't know. So to answer your question, will it plateau to a point? But I think, I don't know. You put 6 more years with Trump. I know plenty of people that do not.
Because I just wonder if people keep on, like, they keep on being outraged, and then more and more people on the left get sick of it to the point where it's one isolated ideology, and then, like, the other liberals separate themselves from that. Because there's a lot of liberals that are like, they look at some of these people and they're like, okay, this is getting out of hand.
And like Joe said, Obama did not.
Yeah. I mean, that's an example of it. Yeah. But, like, at what point are they just like, all right, well, we tried being outraged, that didn't work. It seems all of our tactics are not working. Things seem to be okay. We're not really at tensions with anyone. I mean, that could always change, but
I agree with you. But the problem is, I don't think they're logical. A lot of the people, a lot of the Antifa, like, crazy, like, out there left groups. I'm not saying all liberals. I mean, I'm just saying the selective ones we see seem to not have logical reasoning behind a lot of their decisions.
It's definitely outrageous.
But I mean, again, so you go ahead, Joan.
You have, I mean, it's just crazy. Like, when you have a public official like Maxine Waters,
literally endorsing
violence.
By the way, happy 80th birthday today. Is that right?
Is it her birthday today?
To Maxine?
Yeah, was it today or yesterday? I think she turned 80.
I can't believe she's still. I've admit she does look like the Predator. She does. She does. Yeah, anyway, or whatever. People can say she doesn't. She does though.
Today's the 15th, right?
Yes.
Oh, I think it was yesterday.
Today?
Oh my God.
Born August 15th. She turned 80 today.
Oh, she's from St. Louis. I didn't know that.
Wow.
She's not gonna. She ain't gonna run. No, people say she ain't gonna run for president. But here's the more interesting question: is Trump going to be president until 2024? Is he going to win? Do you think he's going to win in 2020?
As for right now, I think so.
Sorry.
Obviously, things change.
Okay.
And I mean, I've listened to the same podcast you have, so obviously, midterm-wise, it doesn't look promising. But we'll find out in October. And I just don't see someone, unless it was Michelle Obama running, I do not see someone that's a good enough candidate to beat him. First of all, to beat him by herself or himself, but at his own game, because he will play games, and he's good at it. I mean, that's why I think Michelle Obama is really the only legit person that would have. I mean,
I don't think she's going to run.
No, I don't think so either.
I think there is a legitimate candidate that can beat Trump, though.
And who is that?
I think Joe Biden can beat Trump.
See, I hear.
Is he really going to run though?
I don't know. Joe Biden's older than Trump is.
Yeah, he's like 75, 70. And I hear Joe Biden, and I get that. But at the same time,
do you really think he has a better shot?
I think Hillary had a better shot than Joe Biden.
Of the Democratic Party, you think Joe Biden would be the one to beat Trump?
More so than Bernie Sanders or Kamala Harris, absolutely.
Well, out of those two,
because he's a little bit more moderate than that side, and I think that he'll be able to pull in more votes.
Thank you, Jeff.
Sorry.
No, and I agree 100%, but I don't think any of those people are really good candidates. I don't know.
The Democrats. No, I don't disagree with you. The Democrats don't have a star candidate at this point.
Is that why they're looking at someone like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez?
She will not become president.
I think she's more of a fad. Well, first of all,
You
she's
think she's a
28.
fad?
She's 28, so she can't.
Well, people are calling her the rising star of the party, the next leader of the Democratic Party.
I agree, and I think Joe mentioned earlier, though, is just when you don't get your own former president to endorse you in Obama, that tells a lot. That tells a lot. I mean, I don't care personally, but obviously in the political game, that means a lot to have your, endorsement.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't say fat, I guess. I mean, good for her winning, beating Joe Crowley. That was nice. But she did.
And look, it even says on the first story, Joe Biden cancels Illinois event due to doctor's orders. He's not in good health to run the country.
No, I don't think he will run. I'm just saying if he were to run, I think that he, compared to some of the other names we've heard, I think he has a better shot.
I agree better to the names we've heard. I definitely agree with that. But in my opinion, unless it was like a Michelle Obama, a black female who's pretty clean.
So here's the perfect candidate. Part Native American, Latino,
High cheekbones.
African American,
Someone that fits perfectly in the intersectionality
Gay.
politics.
gay, transgender, woman
Man
that believes
into
in
woman,
socialism.
woman
That's
into
their
Wait,
perfect
time out,
candidate.
time out. Gay, transgender.
Yeah.
What?
It's just a melting pot. We're just
And actually, on your point, real quick,
I
Oh,
can't
she's
even
in
keep
there.
up with that. I don't-
honestly, I lost it too.
perfect candidate for
On
the
your
Democratic Party.
again, I'm a big superhero guy, so like I love superhero shows and movies and whatnot. There's a show on CW called Batwoman that's coming out.
Oh, is that where they said Ruby Rose was not gay enough to play Batwoman?
Yeah, because she's bisexual.
Yeah. So
That sounds like the perfect Batwoman.
I mean, again, when does
Tell me I'm wrong.
when did it stop? Like Ruby Rose is not a bad actress. I would love to watch her in Batwoman. I think that'd be great. I hope
So was her big thing Orange is the New Black?
she was in that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure.
She played one of the love interests of whatever the I just know her name's Taylor Schilling in real life. I forget her name. on
I've
the
never
show.
watched that show before.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah, no, it's not bad. But anyways, yeah, when's it gonna end? Because then at that point, like again, Ben Shapiro goes on the rant, but Jim Parsons, who's gay, now he played a straight guy in Big Bang Theory, so they should be saying Jim Parsons should. I mean, when does it stop? Like if you're a good actress or a good actor and you're hired for a role, play the role. If you don't want to watch, if you don't like them, just don't watch it. It shouldn't bother you any about literally pulling people out of the roles.
So them saying she's not gay enough to play it, is that like them also kind of saying you're not liberal enough for Hollywood or
Sorry
something like that? Or
Sorry to dominate, but I was just reading. Well, I was reading some of the feed, and it's literally
you dominate.
gay people
Wow.
were literally.
It's on camera.
They know. Was literally tweeting out or writing feedback about how he likes it. Twitter or like feedback about how they said it just hurts the gay community that there's plenty of gay actors and actresses.
I don't know. That doesn't make any sense because, I mean, I'm sure Ruby Rose supports the gay community. I'm pretty sure. I don't think she's like a anti-gay person.
Well, look at Eric Stone Street.
Is he gay?
No.
Oh, he's a straight guy playing a gay character.
Modern Family.
Yeah. I mean, so again,
Yeah, no one cared. No one cared when that show started. No one cared.
and a lot of the majority don't care now because it's a funny show. He's good at what he does, and it makes us laugh.
It shouldn't. It shouldn't matter. None of it should matter.
No.
It's ridiculous. She had to shut down like some of her social media too, didn't she?
She shut down her Twitter.
Yeah, that hurt. She
Golly.
quit Twitter. That's really, really unfortunate.
Well,
and
Scarlett
really sad.
Johansson literally backed out of her role as I forget what the movie's called, but she's
Where
gonna
she played like a transgender man,
for like a brothel, or something
like a
like
man becoming a woman.
that.
I think it has to be that.
I want to say that's right, but it's one of the two. And either way, but now she literally can't be in that role. It's just like, guys, why? Just why is it?
First off, it's an actor.
Right.
They're acting,
That's part
meaning
of
they're
their
not
game, yeah.
they're not being themselves. So that's stupid.
Sorry, I'll let Joe. I've been dominating a lot. I'll let Joe talk.
What do you mean dominating?
Looks like you're
I'm
always
listening.
dominating him.
No,
He said he's always dominating you.
I appreciate. I wouldn't say always.
He said he mostly dominates you.
No, I mean on this subject alone, I don't really have much to say other than it's just ridiculous. I don't have an explanation as to why they feel the need that they that a gay person has to play that exact same role. To me, it doesn't really make any sense. I think whoever is the best at playing the role, based on who is casting, I think should just get the job. I don't understand why that's such a problem. It's equal opportunity for everyone still at that point. Like, isn't the whole point about this progressiveness like equality for everyone? What you kind of see this whole idea of progressiveness, what you're starting to see is it's not really about equal. Okay? It's not about equal opportunity. Okay?
It's equal opportunity of outcome.
It's equal outcome is what they want. And that is in its own not equal. Okay?
Preach.
It's hypocritical.
Yeah, you can't have both. You can't have equal rights and equal outcome. That doesn't work that way. It doesn't. You got to choose one. And I think
equal rights, equal opportunity is way better.
I mean, in the United States, I mean, I might get blasted for this, but I mean, the United States, we have equal. I mean, for any minority, is there really a better place to live in the world than America?
I can't think of one.
I mean, in terms of just getting to the top, is there a better place to have it happen than America?
Why do you think so many people risk their lives? To come over here. It's to get the American dream.
Yeah, who was the recent person who just said America was never great? Was it Cuomo? The more stupid.
Look at this teamwork.
I don't even know how to spell Cuomo.
Making the Look at this teamwork right here. This is great. Jeff sacrificing his mic, leaving his mic to help Joe.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
That's what you do on a podcast, man. That's what you do.
Yeah, it is.
What is going on? I don't know why it's not. I just want to pull up the story.
What are you downloading on my?
I'm not downloading anything.
Viruses.
There we go.
Virus.
Okay.
Yeah. It just said virus at the top.
Did it really just say virus on the top?
it
Oh,
didn't.
okay. Sorry. I have a Mac, so I wouldn't know. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo.
Yeah, at least I have an HDMI port. Boom.
There you go. Fair enough.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's fucking right.
Here's his quote. "We're not going to make America great again. It was never that great."
That's why no one likes Cuomo, though. No one likes Cuomo.
It was never great. I would love to hear the explanation on that.
First of all, I'd want to see who he'd put as a greater country.
Yeah, first of all, he needs to define what makes a great country.
Literally, people will risk their lives and swim miles and miles of literally ocean just to get here.
People have done that.
They haven't made it.
Well, not even, and not to mention, not even just the people who
We're still waiting for the first one.
Not even people who live here or people attempting to live here. Just think about our presence on the international stage, what we've done. I mean, could we have done better in certain...
World War champs?
Yeah, back-to-back World War champs. I mean, were some of our others... I mean, we had some questionable decisions. I know that there's a lot of controversy behind
Bay of Pigs.
The Bay of Pig. Well, that was a failure.
Operation Northwood.
And I was going to just talk about Vietnam, just in general
terms,
but I think that our involvement in there and some of the
VCR?
tactics we used were questionable. With Agent Orange and everything else. But I'm talking about in general. If you just look, like things such as like the Marshall Plan and how much we put into NATO, how much we put into the United Nations, which I think that we should get out of the United Nations anyways. But just our presence on the international stage and also being kind of the military hawk of the globe, and just kind of watching
World
out.
Police.
Kind of watching out for people.
Well, look what we did for Syria. I mean, what we did in Syria and what we did, there.
I don't know. I just don't know what he defines as a great country, because I guarantee what you would hear him say is that you would hear him go to the argument of, you'd go to like some Nordic country and be like, well, look at their economy and look at
Sweden.
Look how their wealth gap isn't so large, and they've stayed out of war and things like that. When in fact, a lot of the reason why they're not in war is based on a lot of American policy that was set after World War II. And the Marshall Plan that rebuilt a lot of those countries, which the United States lent out money. Like, I like this comment right here. It just doesn't make any sense. I don't know why he's. I would agree with the saying that if he says that America's great, but it can be greater. Sure, say that statement. That's fine. Anyone can be better at anything. But to say America was never great, I read a history book. Seriously. In terms of just the international presence and what we've done to shape the globe, that you can't win that argument.
It's just something, man. Just people just don't appreciate it. People don't appreciate it.
Well, it's something they don't. Yeah, they don't appreciate it, but they also are being told to focus on like our bad history, and they want to make that like
the focal point.
Yeah, like slavery.
Even though the United States was actually one of the first countries to
and abolish
slavery, but I'm not saying that it was still a good thing. I'm just saying that we were one of the first countries
or that we came in and wiped out the Native Americans. Not that we did, but
well, and also, and I'm not. This is in no way justifying slavery in any way, but people don't really know the full history of how slavery really worked. A lot of people just think it was all white people just stealing black people from Africa and bringing them into Brazil and bringing them into Central America and then transporting them to the United States. That's not what happened. People within their own country were participating in this. They were many African countries and colonies were picking on their own people, and they were shipping them off to exchange goods with countries such as Spain and Portugal. Like it's people just don't have the full picture. I'm not justifying that slavery was okay in any way. I'm just saying that, this idea that America and America alone is this, the only person that engaged in this atrocious piece of history, that's just false.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, it goes to Joe's point. Like, people are spewing the nonsense like that. And the problem is a lot of people are impressionable. And they take it and run with it. They don't do their research. They don't. I mean, I know a lot of people that don't even know a lot about history to begin with.
That's a good point. And I saw something on Facebook today. Not on today. It was like yesterday. It was someone shared a post that said it was a picture of a football team on their knee, on a knee, and it said, "Look, even our effing army believes in the not standing for the anthem." And I go, "What?" That's because it looked like army, like Black Knights, and they were saying if they don't, like, if they're gonna do it, then like wake up. And so I was like, okay, I want to see, is this real? So I went on to Snopes. I didn't even go to Snopes. I Googled it. I said, did the Army football team kneel for the national anthem? Snopes popped up and it said false. It said, first off, this was a pregame prayer, and it was it was Navy, so it was not even the right team. It was Navy. And they were playing Tulsa, and they were doing a pregame prayer. It was nothing to do with the national anthem.
They're not. No, it's not going to.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. First off, they would probably not be on the team, or even at West Point.
That's not going to happen.
If they were caught doing that.
Well, two things. One is,
which I'm not saying it's not their right to do it.
There was that Pittsburgh lineman, Villanueva, that literally got chastised for coming out to support his fellow brotherhood.
The team basically made him apologize.
Yeah, which...
That's insane. I do remember that. That's insane.
And secondly, real quick before we switch, there was literally a lady at work, where Joe and I work, that did not know what D-Day was.
Really? One of the...
No idea what the term was at all.
Like one of the most historic moments in war.
The largest land invasion in the history of the world.
She had no idea.
Of your own country.
No idea.
That's insane.
Yeah, if you don't know what D-Day is, you need to repeat K through 12. And I'm not even going to just say, 10 through 12. Go back to K. Because if you've reached that age and you don't know what D-Day is,
something happened when you were growing up.
Let's Billy Madison the hell out of it. Go back to K. Because you clearly just need to remember some things.
There's a few things in life that you should know, and that's one of them. Like Pearl Harbor, D-Day, stuff like that. I mean,
not knowing D-Day or not knowing Pearl Harbor is.
Well, if you don't know Pearl Harbor, I think that's even worse.
Yeah,
that's before D-Day.
It's basically just not even knowing. That would be like me not knowing how to do 10 times 15.
It's safe to say that Pearl Harbor led to D-Day. So if you don't know one,
well, not to mention Pearl Harbor happened with technically U.S. soil, kind of.
Yeah, it was Hawaii.
Right. Normally, I do understand.
If you were like someone who like had recently moved to the United States and you were from like Asia or Eastern European or Australian, and or
Even
in the
Asia might
Oceania.
know about it because Japan with Pearl
Yeah,
Harbor.
and even so, but that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about someone that grew up in the United States, which
is even crazier.
In her 40s.
In her 40s, so she has more. She should have more experience.
She was almost in D-Day.
Speaking of, last thing is I want to say, speaking of
what?
history,
No.
there's also someone that I had to explain that Barack Obama was the first black president.
Oh.
I had to explain what the slave trade was, and then I also had to convince them that Frederick Douglass was never president, and then also convince them that George Washington was in fact the first president of the United States.
You had to convince
And
somebody that George Washington was the first president.
She's an African American.
Jeff can verify this. I literally had to do that.
That's an African American female that not know that. She thought Frederick Douglass was our first black president.
Was he the one that said no taxation without representation? No.
He was later on.
Was he a senator?
No.
He was really he could read, write, and he kind of just was the forefront for the African American.
I don't know shit
slaves.
either, so
Well, Civil War.
Sorry, I was
I'm not much better.
I was reading this headline right here. There's just some weird stuff on the internet now, man.
yeah, there is.
But yeah, we can switch.
But-
I just switched gears.
I want to go back to Alex Jones. Have you guys seen the music video of him where someone made a indie folk song and all the lyrics are Alex Jones quotes?
Well, how about this? Good Joe.
Yeah, pull it up, dude. It's hilarious. Again, could have used the stand, but doesn't want to use the stand. You didn't even spell indie right.
What are you talking about? Oh,
I think
I didn't put the I.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It's right
No,
here.
right, I just click that one. See how loud this is. Yeah. No, you can just hold it. Just hold your mic. We can hear it. You don't have to hold it up there.
Oh, how did I not see this? This is great.
I have them on video.
He's a strange one.
How funny is this?
No, it's funny. I'm just even just his quotes here, you can realize that he was just a very weird dude.
He's still, I mean, he didn't die. He's still alive. He was a weird dude. He is a weird dude. Look at him.
That looks like they're showing video of him like in the past, like he had died or something. Like a remembrance
It's
video.
hilarious. It's so funny, dude. Have you had enough? Yeah, you can turn it off.
No,
You've never seen that before?
No, I haven't. I've been too busy.
You're welcome.
I don't know. I really don't know too much about Alex Jones in general. I just know just Infowars.
Infowars.
He's a crazy
Some of the,
conspiracy theorist.
And then you also see some of the crazy interviews that his reporters do out in the field.
Yeah.
But sometimes they're kind of funny because they just get a bunch of people riled up, but sometimes it's kind of funny. But
well, again, it's entertainment. That's what I mean. That's he's going for his audience, his base, and people buy into it and they love it.
Type in and see where some of the things that he predicted that were right, because he's predicted some things that. Dude, why don't you just put it in the stand? I don't get it. This is inefficient. Because look what you have to do now.
It's not efficient.
Inefficient, yeah.
It's perfectly fine.
I got it.
See, look at that. Didn't miss a beat.
Thank you, sir.
We did miss a beat. We missed a couple of beats. Man. Could
Can you hand me that water on the ground? The one that's mine that's full? Thanks, dude.
You're welcome.
Our loadage right now is not doing so hot.
Our loadage.
That can go a lot of different ways.
There we go. All right. What is he
These are
predicted?
just
That's
comments. I think the article has been removed.
what?
The article's been removed.
Wow. Quora. Go to Quora. Oh, you were at Quora. That was a different question, though. Did everyone just remove anything Alex Jones? June 20. Hold on. Go on. Go up. Scroll down just a little bit. Look what that says. June 21st, 2011.
Where?
On the video. Scroll down just a hair.
On the video.
Do you see
Oh.
it? June 21st, 2000. What?
Yeah, that's not good.
21st?
We're not finding any good articles. Maybe they censored this as well. I don't know.
Well, so what were some of the ones you were talking about earlier?
I don't know. That's what I want to see.
Okay, perfect.
Because I know he's predicted stuff and he's been right.
You're like
10 conspiracy
Family Guy
theories
or
that
Simpsons?
came through. That's, yeah, Simpsons is scary.
one of them predicted Trump being president, didn't
Simpsons did.
they? Yeah.
What claims? Is this the actual article? Or
I
is this-
can't find anything.
Screw it. I give up on this.
Yeah, I'm kind of over Alex Jones.
Good. Okay. Well, I guess I'll take this moment to call out an individual. You know him. He went to our high school. He also has a podcast. His name is Trey Leday. Trey Leday has... You're on camera, dude. You don't have to, like, take your face away. Like, just whatever reaction you have, just let it be. Be yourself.
Okay. Yeah, I
It's not the
unfortunately
first
the name
time
doesn't
you've done
sound
this.
familiar.
I was I know of Trailer Day. I don't think
So-
we barely talked, maybe once or twice ever, but yeah. So.
Yeah.
Name
But
doesn't
so
sound familiar.
here's the ridiculous... I don't know if it's necessarily a claim. He said that if he were given the opportunity, he would start Johnny Manziel over Cam Newton. He would start Johnny Manziel and bench Cam Newton.
And are we talking about football?
Yeah. Yes.
Or who can drink the most?
Yeah.
So was that comment posted in what 20?
No, it was
13?
posted not that long ago, a couple weeks ago.
He's obviously just trolling.
No, he's dead serious. And he told me that he was going to make his next episode, he was going to talk about why he made that decision.
Well, I can't when that one comes out. Let's listen to it and see what he says because maybe he has an argument.
And he told me, he said after, like I think what he was trying to say was after he posts this episode, I won't have any reply for him. But my question is, Heisman winner, national champion, Super Bowl appearance, NFL MVP. That's 4 accomplishments right there. Not to mention Pro Bowls, which I don't know how many he has. Johnny
Pro
Manziel.
Bowls these days are kind of irrelevant.
Yeah.
Johnny Manziel has a Heisman trophy and a drinking and a drug problem. So I think Cam has more accomplishments.
I mean,
and more NFL
well,
experience.
not to mention Cam, just his body's better for NFL. Jeez. I mean, he's 6 whatever. I mean, he's a
He's
giant.
6'6", like 245 pounds.
I mean, Manziel threw 4 interceptions in the first half of his CFL debut as a quarterback.
And did you see he also fumbled, I think in his last game too, at the goal line.
The best part is, which they gave him a touchdown, didn't they?
Did they?
For some reason, I did see that he did fumble, but I think they actually gave it to him.
Did
He
they?
got crushed.
He did.
That to me, that's pretty cool. He got up. But me and Joe actually had a bet on old Johnny football there. Didn't we there, Big Smooth?
I don't even remember what was the exact.
You don't even
bet.
remember the
No,
bet?
I don't remember the exact
shit.
bet. I know
Sorry.
that we did. I just don't
So
remember.
So the exact
Unprofessional.
bet was from the time Manziel got drafted, which I want to say was what, 2013?
24. Yeah.
Well, the time he got drafted by Cleveland Browns,
It was 2013 and 2014. 2014.
he had 5 years, 5 years to get them to the playoffs. And if they got into the playoffs, I was going to give him $50. And if Cleveland won a playoff
So this
game,
was like this was a 5-year bet.
And if Cleveland won a playoff game, I was going to give him $100. And if Cleveland did not make the playoffs, he'd have to give me $50.
Which obviously,
that was the bet because
so I owe him $50 basically.
And I didn't think Cleveland. I didn't know Manziel. How I know this would happen to Manziel, but I was like Cleveland Browns. They're just now this year actually they have some talent, but Cleveland is an awful sports city. LeBron, if it was not for LeBron James being from Akron, Ohio, Cleveland would not see a title in any sport, maybe the rest of their lives.
They couldn't hockey.
The Indians.
If you can name their hockey team, I'll give you $10.
The Expos.
That's right. They don't have a hockey team.
the Cleveland Expos.
Sounds good. It kind of goes well.
The
Cleveland Expos
does fit, but yeah. So they don't have a hockey team. Right?
Right.
Their baseball team, they had their best chance was literally 2 years ago. They had it.
They had the game. Yeah.
I mean, they had the series,
And then they pulled to Cleveland.
and the only reason I think the LeBron and Cavs won that one is because Draymond Green was an idiot and got himself suspended for Game 5. Because if Draymond's in Game 5,
It's a different game.
even if they don't win, which I think they would, even if they don't win though, having him for a whole series instead of the huge momentum shift, because Golden State just lost. I won't say lost hope, but they lost their edge from Game 5 into Game 6. And Game 7, you have the best player in the world. I don't care if you're at home or on the road, you're gonna have a tough time anyways. So, anyways, Cleveland, yeah. So me and Joe, it's still open. You know, he's only in Cleveland for 2 years, so I'll give him 3 more years if he wants to come back. But
what if he wins?
I'm still holding out hope.
So I mean, obviously, it'd be different now because
He's not. You think he's gonna make it back to the league?
No.
no. But
No.
I mean, if he's on Cleveland right now, because it wouldn't be year 5, or no, if he's drafted in 13, it would have year 5 would have been last year.
He was
But
drafted in 14.
So this is year 4.
So the 14 season, the 15 season, the 16 season, the 17, the 18. This would be year 5.
Okay.
So this would have been the 5th year. Which, not gonna lie, their team's got talent. If they somehow get Des Bryant or Odell Beckham Jr. in a crazy,
Baker looks good.
I mean, Jarvis
need-
Landry is one of the best
Don't need Johnny.
receivers in the NFL, I think, in terms of reliability. I mean, he's got 100 catches in four.
Did you see him and my boy T. Mitch get in a scuffle? Did you see that?
Oh yeah, I did.
I did not.
Pull it up.
I don't know why he got so mad.
T. Mitch said something about matching his mom on Tinder or something like
that. Pull it up, dude.
So did he randomly match with her on Tinder? Is that how that happened?
I don't think that's what happened. I hope not.
No, I didn't see it though. But
It just looked like it was.
I wish the Chiefs still had T. Mitch. I really do.
It's hard. It's hard because you see it from it's from a weird angle. Yeah, it's from a weird angle. He just throws the ball in his face. You're fine. If this is the whole okay. Yeah.
We'll go back. We'll go back here.
Just
It's like half the video is the intro.
I don't know what he deserved to have the ball thrown at his head, unless it had to have been something he said.
Is it just because he stepped over him, you think?
Gotta be honest. I'm sure there was a lot more before this video. There was probably.
You think
they
you
were
think
going
it was
back
chippy?
and forth, John back. That's what happens.
You think it
with
was
these
chippy
things.
before that?
Well, I mean, look at Josh Norman and Odell
And this
Beckham. That's what
escalated.
happens. These guys just get chippy beforehand, and it just escalates. But I agree. I think the final, accumulation of everything was the fact that he kind of stepped over him. Not really, but these guys, they have huge pride and huge egos. They're gonna come at you, man.
That just doesn't look. It's not a good look when you're fighting your own teammates. I think ever.
Well, first of all, you want to talk? First of all, I mean that happens. It's happened like 6 times so far this preseason. Did you see what Jalen Ramsey said?
Oh, he was trashing
pretty much all the quarterbacks.
Matt Ryan.
Pretty much almost 20, 30 quarterbacks.
What did he say? He's like, I'm not gonna say anything bad about Eli or say anything good about Eli.
He said Odell makes Eli. Yeah.
Odell makes Eli. Just true.
Well,
I mean, if you look at
I
the
don't know
catch
why
that
he
had,
feels the need to go out and say this stuff.
First of all, didn't Eli win 2 championships without Odell Beckham?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
He had plexicoburst, but then shot himself in the leg.
Plexiglass.
Shot himself in the foot.
Anyway,
literally and figuratively.
Did you hear Eli's response when he was asked about it in the presser?
Yeah, I did.
What did he say?
He said, what are you talking about? Who's that?
Yeah, he was like, "Who's that?"
Okay, nice, Eli. Nice.
No, but first of all, okay, I understand Jalen had a great first year, which, first of all, I was a big advocate for Jalen Ramsey. I don't know, I had a big dude crush because I was like, dude, I saw a guy at Florida State. The guy can play.
Not the first time.
Thanks,
Or the
Trey.
last.
Oh, God, you know me so well. Because the Chiefs need some secondary help, in my opinion. But you're a second-year guy. I get how good of a year you had. Pro Bowl, I'm pretty sure. Maybe not. I don't know. But, dude, don't trash these guys, especially the guys that have been around for 15 years. I mean, Big Ben's a champion. Eli's a champion. Like, come on, man. If you want to trash some of the guys you played with in college and that are now their first year, second year, like, I understand.
Like Jameis Winston.
Yeah, I don't even think he trashed
He was
Jameis.
suspended.
Right. I don't even think he actually talked about Jameis, did he?
Yeah, how do you not talk about Jameis Winston?
Which would have made more sense because he's
a solid provider of crab.
I was about to say he's got crabs and he's got the suspension. I mean,
He's not going to diss this guy hooking him up with some crab. Kidding me?
Jeff, I swear to God, if you kick that GoPro off, you better. Oh, it's shaking. It's shaking. Okay, I think you're safe. There was another fight. There was another one between
Jags.
No, DeAndre Hopkins
Oh,
and somebody else.
yeah.
Did you see that
But
one too?
that was I think the teams were practicing together.
Yeah.
That was the 49ers and the
Yeah.
Houston,
So that was
yeah.
like an entertainment. But yeah, it was. Again, well, here's the thing. You got these guys pent up. They have the off season. They want to play football.
Did you see what happened to Terrell Pryor?
I did not.
Are you talking about the catch?
No, I'm talking about that was a joint practice too, and he was doing a 1-on-1.
The Redskins it was the Redskins Jets or something like that, wasn't it?
No, this is a joint practice.
Yeah, but weren't those the two teams?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And Swearinger comes out of nowhere, and fakes like he's gonna punch him, and then Terrell Pryor flinches really bad.
Oh
and
yeah. I did see that. I did see that.
I did not.
Pull it up for Jeff.
Okay, I'm on it.
That's kind of funny, because they showed that video and they showed DeAndre Hopkins actually like getting in a scuffle, and they were like, "Don't show this video to Terrell Pryor." Flitch.
It's a new keyboard, man. Give me a break.
It's the same keyboard.
Why this doesn't need to be a minute and 27 seconds.
Oh my God. Today News. And now we're going to get a background on it. If they don't show the video. Here we go. Here it is. It's right after this. You'll see him. He's gonna run his mouth coming in. Jeff, you know we have a big screen right here, right? There he is. Got him. What is going on here?
I remember that. I don't know. I mean, it's funny.
It's funny.
I don't really see why he felt the need to go do that. I know that they're hyped up, and I mean he went out of his way to go get in front of Pryor like that. I don't know. That's just. I mean, I just don't really have much to comment. That's just not my style. I'm not. Yeah, I'm just not really about that.
You don't have to wear headphones if you don't want.
No, I'm just taking a temporary break because I'm trying to stretch my back out a little bit.
Oh, what's wrong with your back?
I'm just a little tired.
Well, your back's tired?
Yeah.
Why? You mean carrying this podcast?
No, that's not it at all.
Why does it hurt? What's wrong with it? Why is it tired?
I thought
What
Pryor.
have you been doing? Why is it tired?
I thought Pryor for the long. Was he in a Jets uniform right there?
Yeah.
He plays for the Jets now?
Yeah.
That's what the video suggests.
I thought okay. Was he just in Washington for 1 year then?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
I think it was a 1-year deal, wasn't it?
Yeah. They didn't want to pay him the money he wanted.
Yeah, I don't. It really sucks because could you imagine if he just would have acknowledged the fact when he came out of college that he was not going to be a quarterback? What if he just went in straight into his rookie year and did the transition? Where do you think he would be right now? I mean, aside from getting more tattoos at Ohio State.
Oh, my God.
He'd probably
How good do you think he'd be in the NFL right now? Do you think he'd be like an elite level wide receiver? Or do you think he'd be like
I think
just a good
I can't
solid
guarantee
receiver?
that. I think that he had the ability to. He's 6'6". I think he had the ability to be. I mean, look at who's the Florida State, the guy who has the beef with Cam Newton right now.
Kelvin Benjamin.
Yeah, I mean, how tall is he? 6'6". Isn't that about right?
I thought it was
6'4".
6'4". That's what I thought.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I thought
Still a
he was,
big
I thought he was
receiver,
tall.
though.
Yeah. Yeah, we remember the time he came into training camp at, 290 pounds?
Kelvin Benjamin did?
Yeah, 1 year he came in at like 280 or something. Came in really big.
What?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure of it. I'm thinking of the right guy. Not this year, but it was like a couple
Kelvin
years ago.
Benjamin? Yeah. Jeff is skeptical. Jeff gave me his Michael Shermer face. Do you know who that is? Guess not.
CBS Sports.
That's a reliable source.
The Panthers recently picked up about Benjamin's weight and denied rumors that Benjamin weighing in at 280.
More than 280.
Okay. Look, I maybe not 280, but he is not in NFL wide receiver shape.
Yeah, he doesn't look like...
Okay. First of all, have you
I
ever
think
been...
he's taller than 6'4".
It's at 6'5". Have you ever been in the NFL?
No.
Okay. Have you ever had an off season before?
Well, if I haven't been in the NFL, then no.
Okay. It wasn't a trick question. So my point is this. In his off season, does he not have the right to pig out a little bit and then get in shape when he gets in?
Well,
No.
sure he has a right, but I mean...
All I know
I'm
is...
not disagreeing with you, dude. I would...
Right.
I think
take full
you can
advantage of
question
it.
one's work ethic when they show up to training camp like that. I think you should be showing up into training camp in good shape.
But isn't training camp... Aren't you getting in shape in
Aren't you-
training camp?
Aren't you training?
In training camp?
In training camp?
I think it's pretty... I think as a professional athlete, I don't think that you should be showing up to camp like that. I think that's lazy.
I will say I do think him being 35 pounds overweight, because wasn't his like weight at 245?
Yeah, if a player comes in at 5 or 10 pounds more than you want him to be, that's
I would
one
give
thing.
him
But when they
15
come
pounds
in
over.
like that
Well,
I would say if you put on 15 pounds.
And
in
if
the
you're
off-season-
if you're a team that's looking to pick up a player like this, I don't know, man. I would have some serious reservations about his work ethic down the line once he gets his paychecks coming in.
here's the thing. All I know is, are you an NFL receiver?
Ooh.
I don't see the relevance to the topic.
Are you an NFL receiver?
Well,
my
the
question.
answer is obviously no, but where's
So-
the relevance?
Because how do you know what's going through his mind? How do you know what his life's like? How do you
When
know he's not depressed? How do you know he just was picking out? How do you know what's going through his mind?
I don't know what's going through his mind.
Exactly. And you're questioning him based off what you see in the news. How do you feel? Judgmental much? Because you should.
I'm allowed to judge an NFL player.
So are you better than the leftist media that you portray as an enemy of the people?
Yes,
Oh,
I am much
wow.
better
How did
than
we
they
circle
are.
back to that?
Why shouldn't I be allowed to judge someone at their job?
So someone should judge you?
Absolutely, they should.
You think so? If someone comes off the street and says you're a piece of shit, that should die. Because you're overweight.
Okay, hold on. I think we're taking quite the leap there.
Are we though?
I said that he's irresponsible for showing up to training camp overweight, and then you just said, can someone come up to the street and say that they wish me to die? That's not quite
you
the
say
same
that?
thing here.
Here's the thing. It's pretty similar though, because when you think about it,
In what world is
if
this
he
similar?
okay, if there's nothing in his contract about his off-season practices or rituals,
Is the camera getting this, by the way, or no?
No, I don't want it to.
Okay, dang it. All right.
no, I'm not disagreeing with you at all, but I'm just saying to judge someone that you don't know based off something you see, and the fact you don't think he can get into shape during an off season, These guys can lose pounds quicker than you can even imagine.
I'm not saying they can't.
But here's the thing: if he gets into shape by the time the game starts and he's ready to play, what's the problem with his offseason?
Training camp is not just about getting in shape. Training camp is about getting cohesion with your, I was about to say classmates, your teammates. It's about getting yourself in a rhythm to get ready to go for the year. It's not just about that, but I mean, also, yes, training is part of it, but as a professional athlete, yeah, that is part of your job, is to make sure that you stay physically healthy, because that's kind of a big job of, big responsibility of your job.
Okay, he'll be in shape by the time the game started.
He wasn't in shape by the time the year started.
This says OTAs.
You think, okay, so let me ask you this question. So if he comes in at his normal weight, let's say he comes in at 240.
What makes that his normal weight?
Okay.
This is based off media outlet, CBS. Do you know your source? Who was the exact journalist?
Panthers.com.
Hold on, that looks like me rolling up to the gym, drinking red meat and
245.
IPAs.
Okay. I'm saying
that's his
if
usual plain weight.
Let's say 255 then. He comes in at 255, all right?
Okay, that's fine.
He comes in at 255.
Okay.
And he starts training camp. By the end of training camp, he's going to be at a higher optimal level than he would be if he entered at 285.
Okay, so his numbers dip in one season. Big whoop. Want to fight about it?
As a general manager, that would piss me off.
You're not the general manager, are you?
No, and obviously the Panthers made a decision not to re-sign him, which sounds like it was the right one.
Is he not on a team right now?
He's with Buffalo right now.
Wasn't he traded? So technically it wasn't a re-sign, it was actually a trade?
Was it a trade? No, they didn't want him. I wouldn't want him. He's been a major disappointment since he was drafted.
He tore his ACL, man.
Exactly.
When you tore your rotator cuff, I didn't see you doing a lot of stuff.
Oh. Back to all comes back to Joe.
Uh-oh.
I'm not a professional athlete.
Not with that rotator cuff. Or lack thereof.
I could go play, not professionally, but I can go play for KU football.
That's true.
That's a
no,
stretch.
dude, here's the thing. I'm not really disagreeing with
you. What position?
Any of them.
That's true.
Maybe not. Probably not like a wide receiver or a corner, because I just don't have the speed. But
that's the only reason.
Throw me at tight end.
That's the only reason.
Let me eat a little bit. Let me lift a little bit more. Put me at tight end. I bet you I'm comparable to other people.
And KU for sure. I mean, yeah, you could play probably in half the teams. I mean, you gotta get your conditioning up, but I guess that's training camp. You should be in shape before that. So. No, dude. Here's the thing. I'm not disagreeing with you. I don't know his life. I mean, I don't know what's going on. I see people who show up overweight, but you never know what's going on. I mean, you never know the contractual agreements they make, whether he can or cannot pig out or get a little out of shape. I mean, if you want to be good at your trade, then yes, you're not going to show up.
Your craft.
Here, let me put it in local terms here. Not to quite this severity, but what about Dwayne Bowe?
Well, Dwayne Bowe. Here's the thing. It depends how good you want to be at your craft. Like, again, I'm a huge Kobe Bryant fan, and there's also LeBron James and Michael Jordan. Those guys would literally eat, sleep, play basketball all day, all night long. It depends how good you want to be. If you don't want to be that good, if you want to be the best, then yeah, you're going to pig out. You're not going to stay in shape.
I'm sorry. I'm just remembering, why are we even talking about Calvin Benjamin? I think it was because I was going to do a comparison with Pryor. But continue. I'm not saying that I don't know. He could have depression. He could have something really going on. I don't know. All I'm saying is if it's not that and he was just lazy, let's just not assume that. But let's just say that's one of the options. That's one of the. That's one of the things it could be. Okay. No, I think
it's an assumption.
No. I'm just saying that I don't know.
No.
Come on. If you were the general manager and you were sitting there watching him walk in, you would not. You're telling me that you wouldn't be a little peeved.
No. Here's the thing. I'm not disagreeing with you at all. I'm not a big fan of judging someone based off. I know nothing about this guy. Like in terms of like political and like their views and they say stuff, I can judge someone off of that. But in terms of why the guy's overweight.
Sorry, for a second I thought you were going to talk about Benjamin's political views. I was like, wait, where'd you get that?
No, but deciding on a guy's weight when I know nothing about his habits and his work ethic is I'm not going to touch it. But I agree with you.
I'm surprised Ryan's not in defending me because he's got to hate him.
Why? Because he played at Florida State and beat my Tigers in 2013.
But that's because you were
game-winning
there.
touchdown?
That's because you were there and caused Florida State to win.
Again, it all comes back to Joe.
Hey, I got those peanut
Full
wings.
circle.
Those peanut wings.
Maybe that was our demise.
Peanut wings, much better than B-dubs.
But is a peanut wing better than Auburn win a national title? Because you should ask Ryan.
No, I would rather have had Auburn win because I would want to see Ryan happy.
Do you though?
Thanks, dude.
Yeah. I know the joy. Oh my gosh, the spider's dropping over your head.
Oh fuck! Oh shit! Oh my god, dude!
I hope the GoPro's getting this.
Just leave it alone. Just leave it there.
Hey, let nature be, man. Let nature be.
Dude, if he goes down any further, just hold above him and kill him.
Oh my gosh!
Watch it, like I just like swat it like right in Joe's face.
Don't
Like,
swat it because I'll be pissed.
no, I won't touch it.
Oh my god!
Dude,
that was fantastic.
We should leave that there so that way when Maddie comes home tonight to watch her crime shows, she could.
dude, the thing just like drops on her,
Oh my god, she would.
lays eggs in her ear.
She'd freak out, dude. That's okay. What?
What? Whoa, who got there?
Why is he
why
so?
are you assuming that spider is a female?
Why is it?
Why are you assigning?
Yeah, why are you assuming gender?
Come on, man.
I want to know. I want to know why it keeps dropping.
All right.
That's getting awfully close.
I don't think the spider realizes that the more it drops, the more likely it is that we're going to have to kill it. I don't think the spider realizes that.
Dude, it's a brown recluse.
That is not a brown recluse.
I'm just kidding.
That's just a
Poisonous spider.
Yeah, actually, we got to get it. Hold
Here,
on.
kill it with this.
Do you want me to do it?
No.
Jeff, here, use this and kill it.
Okay.
Just
This is what I'm doing?
smash it together.
Are you not?
This is a great moment on the podcast. Don't fling it. I will be heated if you fling it.
Slowly approach him.
Don't. Oh! Shit! Okay. Now it's low. Get it.
Before he gets into the couch.
Just smush them together. Smush them together. Smush them together. Is he in there? Is he dead?
Feel it? You should have been able to feel it.
Got him.
Dude, that thing.
Oh my god.
The legs still move for a while.
Oh my god.
That drop.
He dropped far. He or she. It dropped far. Oh my god.
It's definitely a she.
I can't. That is so sweet that we get that on video.
Passive aggressiveness from that spider.
I
was
like how
huge.
you spotted it though. Oh my god. That was a first for this podcast. I'm
Yeah.
really glad. And the first one we recorded.
I was gonna say if I was
On video?
overweight, I wouldn't be able to make that play.
I was just watching and I just saw that thing drop right on his head. I don't know.
That made me sweat, dude.
that was awesome.
That was good.
tense.
That was
Right.
good.
Hey, can you check to see where we're at on time?
It's over.
Big
It's
smooth.
over an hour.
I know it's over an hour. Just pull up Audacity.
What else is on your mind? Our seat.
A lot of things are always on my mind. JK.
All right, no, just to finish that discussion.
Okay.
We were talking about Terrell Pryor. I want to go back to that. First of all, I would say that if Terrell Pryor had came out as a wide receiver to start, yeah, no, not that he's gay. That was a weird way to say that. If he would have started out in the right position. No, sorry. Hold on. That doesn't sound much better. Hold on. Okay. If he were to affiliate with the right, no.
Do you think he'll?
He pushed that one.
Do you think he takes a knee or two knees?
He takes two knees and he's still taller than most people.
What?
I don't know.
Okay,
Oh,
back to
God.
Terrell Pryor. What is your point?
I'm saying that if he would have started out as a wide receiver, I think he would be
Having a tight end?
I think he'd be a top. No, he doesn't have the frame of a tight end.
You're right. 6'6" doesn't have the frame of it.
No.
That's just height. That's just one dimension.
So you don't think he could put on like 20 pounds and be 250?
Yeah,
he
he'd be-
might.
why
be
would you
around
want to
250.
do that when he's as fast as he is?
Hey, Ryan,
'Cause you
he'd
could
be
still
overweight.
You'd be a fast tight end.
He'd be overweight. He can't do it.
He'd be like Vernon. He'd be like a
the way-
bigger version of Vernon Davis.
Okay, by the way, it's kind of irrelevant anyways because the modern day tight end right now is basically just a wide receiver.
That's
Travis
true.
Kelce's not really. I mean, he's a tight end, but he's a
Gronkowski.
wide receiver.
Gronkowski.
He's a
a
wide
receiver.
You don't put Travis Kelce into block. You put Travis Kelce into run routes. And if you need a block, you put in
Ertz.
Demetrius
Kelsey
Harris.
actually really prides himself on his blocking. I think that's really stereotypical of you to put him in that category.
What about like Ertz?
It hurts. That's Ertz.
Zach Ertz. Is he a receiver?
What's his dimensions?
What about Njoku? Is he a
Okay, all
is
I'm
he a
saying is just
receiver?
Terrell Pryor's 6'6".
What about
Antonio
He can run
Gates?
a- he can
Antonio
run a
Gates.
he can run a 4.40.
Antonio
And he's
Gates.
6'6". Why wouldn't you put him at receiver?
Vernon Davis can run could run a 4.46.
Is he 6'6"?
Vernon Davis? Yeah.
No, he is not.
He's still big, and he was a tight end.
Oh, so now you're going to base them off their height? Isn't that heightest?
Well, I don't know if height is a thing, but it's definitely
Joe will kill me. Joe's going to kill me for this episode's over.
discriminatory.
Joe's going to murder me for this episode's over.
Let me just say, by the end, I think that he could be a top 10 wide receiver in the NFL if he started out as a wide receiver.
That's fair. That's a fair statement.
I'm not going to say
The first one you made tonight.
Finally.
I'm just kidding. No, Joe, you're a smart guy. I just give you crap. Please don't kill me.
6'3".
6'3". Not even.
He's a tall
close.
6'3".
He's a 6'3", 244.
Oh, you're right.
Dude.
It does say 6'3", and then it has a capital T for tall.
First of all, okay, he's 6'3", but he's 244. He's overweight.
No, he is not.
Benjamin was 6'5", 245. So, yes, 244 and 6'3 is overweight based off your calculations there.
Nope, because he's a tight end and not a wideout. Mic drop.
What do you mean mic drop?
Yeah, I don't.
These are
He
different
has the
position.
frame. He has the typical frame of a tight end.
You're supposed to be 6'3" and overweight?
He's not overweight. Vernon Davis has much more muscle than this Benjamin fellow we're talking about.
Type in Travis Kelce.
Don't dehumanize Benjamin.
Travis Kelce didn't play up on the line as much as Vernon Davis did, though.
How do you know that?
What?
Do you know the statistics?
I don't know the statistics.
Then what are you spewing there?
Nonsense.
Actually, with some of the statistics that you can get, some of the statistics you can get online now, you might be able to find it.
6'5", 260. Huh.
Interesting.
Yeah, prove my point.
But
more.
he's basically just a receiver,
Proves your
though.
point more.
Yeah. He's basically just a receiver, though.
Okay, so actually, what we're really arguing about right here is really meaningless because we agreed that a tight end and a wide receiver are much different, anyways. How about we just say
different?
How about we just say wide out?
Tyreek Hill versus Rob Gronkowski.
You could put Tyreek Hill as a tight end.
Because he's just a receiver. You could put Jarvis Landry as a tight end.
You know what I'm.
You could put
know
Antonio
what I'm
Brown
trying
as a
to
tight
say.
end.
The Chiefs do it as
You could
well.
put-
when they have a play where they're
You could
primarily blocking and it's going to be a run play and everyone knows it. They put in Demetrius Harris.
You could put Rob
Kelsey
Gronkowski as
is
a wide
still
receiver.
in on run plays.
Yeah, but they typically go on Harris's side though when they run.
Well, how do you know that?
Observation.
Really? You're going to tell me right now with 100% guarantee that you can tell they went to Harris's side more than they went to Kelsey's side?
I don't have the statistical
Well,
evidence to prove that.
Pull them up. Or you're
That-
you're the fake news.
Was that supposed to be a Trump?
It's pretty good. I liked it.
Thank you. Just fake news, man. That's all this is.
I want to do my impression so bad, but I'm not going to do it over sports.
You just did it. You just did it.
No, that's not my Trump. No.
You kind of went into it at the end.
You're making a huge mistake.
That sounds like a gay Trump.
It's Donald Trump disproves Jeff. Jeff is a dog.
Doug,
You're a dog.
That's pretty good.
You are crooked.
What would Jeff's nickname be? Jerky Jeff?
Jeff would be Jerky Jeff. I'm so glad I could fire him right away.
And then rehire him and then fire him
He's
2
a
more
dog.
times.
He was worthless.
He's a,
Bye.
That's what I heard.
he doesn't have a full quad.
He doesn't even have a full quad on that right leg of his. He is... I don't know.
He's a Doug.
A Doug?
All right, hey, let's
I don't know.
No, I want to get back into let's get back into some sports topics. How about college football starting?
Khabib and Conor McGregor.
Well, let's go on the football train.
How dare you?
Well, we have 2 more
How
months.
dare you?
We can do that next month.
Khabib?
Yeah, in October. We got
Fine. I guess it's
college
your
football is
show.
literally in 2 weeks.
Renaming the show Untamed with Jeff Kudlacik. And sometimes Ryan. No, we're not putting his name on it.
Wait, he didn't. No. But anyways, yeah, so college football. Let's talk about it. You guys go ahead. What do you think this year's
Stay
going to
on
happen?
this side, so you stay in the shot. I don't know how far over it gets. Oh, yeah, look at that. It's a good pose.
I think the Jayhawks are going to have a breakout season.
I saw one of the Jayhawks players said that, I don't know if he said it, but he said like 2018 national champs or something like that.
I think that he was smoking something. There's no way that the odds of KU winning the title in 2018 are around the same as me being president in 2020.
I would put $10 on that.
That's
Okay, what's the payout?
We could look up exactly what the odds are.
Let's
of
look
KU
it up,
winning the
dude.
Title.
Put it.
Sometimes when teams are so bad, they actually don't even put up odds.
Because it might be worth throwing $10 at. You never know.
KU's only a 9.5 favorite in their first game against Nicholls State.
Nicholls State has some good players. They had those two guys from Last Chance U.
Anyways,
Speaking of Last Chance U, did you see Isaiah Wright's charges got dropped?
is this from the last? Is this East Mississippi or is this Independence?
Well, he was at East Mississippi, but he got
I don't know.
arrested
I never saw that one.
after season 2. After they did the second season of East Mississippi, where he was the starting running back, he got an offer. He only got an offer at a D2 school. I think it was Georgia State. And he ended up getting arrested. Him and his brother got arrested for, whoa.
Plus 100,000.
I would put that money on.
Did I read that right? When there's so many zeros, it's kind of hard to tell. Yeah, it's plus 100,000.
I would put my money on, out of those teams, I don't even know.
Houston or BYU.
BYU.
I'm just saying, I actually think that there is a greater chance I become president in 2020 than the Jayhawks win the national championship.
I disagree with that because you're not old. Wait, you are old enough. Never mind.
Huh?
How old do you have to
I think
be?
there could be amendments
35.
passed.
35?
I think there'd be.
I would put my.
I think
I
there's
put
a
my
I
money
think there's a
on
higher
Jayhawks then.
I think there's a higher possibility
Because you
that
can't
they
become president, okay?
Until 2028.
You can't become president.
No, I'm saying that there could be amendments.
Quit
done
scooting
to
away
change
from the
age.
camera.
I think that's more likely.
Quit
than
scooting away from the
KU
camera.
winning the title.
You're not old enough to even be president.
This is a terrible thing to say, but I'm going to say it. Short of 10 plus plane crashes, KU is not going to the college football playoff.
That's a fair statement.
I know that was a terrible thing to say,
Just
but
give
it's true.
give Beatty a chance, dude.
This is year number 4. Right?
And you guys have slowly gotten better.
No.
What are you talking about?
One win at a time.
We went.
We didn't win winless.
Last year you did?
No, last year we went 1-11.
Exactly.
We beat.
Hush.
Who did we even beat?
First year we had 2 wins with Beatty.
Not South Dakota State.
we
Who
went to
was
winless.
it? Rhode Island?
And now he's back on the
No.
winning side.
Texas.
No, yeah, that was 2 years ago. We didn't beat Texas last year. That was 2 seasons ago. We played at Texas this last year.
That's right.
I don't know who we beat week 1. It was somebody really bad though. I think. Oh no, it was the University of South Dakota, not South Dakota State, because you remember we lost to them.
Yeah.
But we lost to South. Well, we beat South Dakota, the University of South Dakota last year, and then that was
The
it.
Bison?
Isn't that North Dakota?
No, that's North Dakota.
The
You sure?
The Jaguars.
We only won the game like
South Dakota
it was like
State's
30,
Jackrabbits.
38
Oh.
to 7 or 31 38-17, 31-17.
What do you
or
mean?
something.
Only.
You destroy those teams if you're a Division 1 football team.
You should.
You
At
are
least win by
bigger,
40.
you are stronger, you are faster, you are better coached. You have better facilities to get better.
So what do you
There's
think
no
KU's problem
excuse.
is?
What do I think KU's problem is?
Because in 2008
it- I think
they played. Wait, what year did they go to the Orange Bowl?
2008.
Okay.
Been 10 years.
The 07-08 year.
So what was different
4
then
years.
as opposed to now?
We had a guy that hit our players.
The coaching. I mean, well, I think that Mangino had.
Well, it's not like Mangino left KU and had a
He was
phenomenal
able-
coaching career after that.
He was able to get more out of his players. Like, Talib was a 2-star. He got more out of Talib than Beatty can get out of 3 or 4 stars that we have.
Yeah, but I think Talib was just like a.
Well, you
He
got
was one of. I think he was one of those guys that they're like he's a 2-star, but really he was.
Well, you got to
a
find
star
gems.
waiting to be born.
You got to find gems.
Yeah, it was a diamond in the rough.
You got to.
KU just hit the reason why they kind of snuck up on people is because they had recruited a bunch of 2 and 3 stars that really were more like 3 and 4 stars, and they
Well,
were.
I think more 3 stars have success at the next level than 5 stars do. That'd be an interesting look.
Well, I don't. I think that maybe it might contribute to the fact that people who are 3 stars typically have to work harder and get a better work ethic going in college to get their spot on the team.
Like Calvin Benjamin, the 5-star. There's no doubt. He doesn't have the work ethic.
Matter of fact, I just saw on his Twitter account, he just said, "Man, I love those Frito burritos at Taco Bell."
As he's making millions
First
of
off,
dollars.
are those good? Have you had those?
They're only good if you're intoxicated.
Okay.
How would you know that?
You drive into Taco Bell drunk, Joe?
Okay, no.
How'd you get there? How'd
Huh?
you get there?
Uber.
Really?
You've never had an Uber go through a drive-thru for you before?
No, I've had a DD do it for me.
What's a DD?
A designated driver.
Gotcha. I had a brain fart right there. I can't lie.
It happens. It happens.
Okay, no, back on college football. So my perspective, as someone who actually, and Jeff does too, as someone who really watches KU football, I think the problem is Mangino actually, he didn't really have a good last year of recruiting. He didn't really, and then not only that, once he left, then you already pretty much cut in half a already weak recruiting class. Then you had a year where you had pretty much no talent replacing the talent leaving. And then Turner Gill came in, and he was a flop. Charlie Weiss came in. He was a flop. It's just been a downward spiral. And then their hole is just getting deeper and deeper, and they're just, I don't know. It's just, and I think also just I'm trying to think of the term. I think that the parity in football, I think that more teams are just more competitive these days, and I think that recruits have more places to go, and I just think that Lawrence, Kansas is not.
Well, speaking of that, did you see LSU has lost their second quarterback?
Yeah, what is
week?
that about? I saw that.
I saw you tweeted that.
So Lowell Narcisse, he left, and he was originally an Auburn commit who got flipped. He redshirted last year. Now he's leaving.
Why? Do we have any reason why?
No, they're just saying it was like, for some reason, I guess, I don't know if I don't think they got along. I don't think, because they said it was a mutual, maybe it was a mutual decision.
Who is the coach at LSU?
Orgeron.
Oh, he's still
Ed
okay.
Orgeron.
Are they going to be like, I don't even know how, ever since, the heyday of Les Miles, I don't really know what's going on with LSU.
They're just kind of up and down. But they lost him, and then they lost another quarterback, so they're down to 2 quarterbacks.
I never understood how schools like LSU and I was gonna say Alabama had some pretty good quarterbacks. They are recently like Florida since Tebow, like how those big time schools can't pull in, and Texas too since Colt McCoy, like how they just can't bring in like a quarterback. Like I figure that they would be able to recruit a quarterback and groom them to be at least halfway decent. Like I think it's just kind of interesting that those big schools just can't even get a quarterback that can be halfway decent with all the talent that they have around them.
I mean, where do a lot of good quarterbacks come from recently?
They come from a variety of places.
Right.
I think USC.
What are the most consistent? USC, Clemson.
Stanford has had a good history of quarterbacks.
USC, Clemson, Florida State.
Stanford.
If you were a quarterback, where would you want to go play?
Andrew Luck.
And who else?
John Elway.
That's 2 people.
And then the guy that the guy the Chiefs drafted in the 5th round a couple years ago.
Hogan?
Yeah, Hogan.
I thought you were going to say like 10 people, man. Come on, 2 people? That's it?
Okay. So, all right, fine. No, okay, but no, seriously. Okay, so just think about some of the starting quarterbacks right now. Matt, okay, so where was Stafford from? Georgia?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, LSU, like, look at all the talented wide receivers that came out of, like, LSU, but they never really had a good quarterback.
Jamarcus Russell.
That was before them anyways, but still.
And you say good quarterback.
Like Jarvis Landry, Odell Beckham, and who's the other guy I'm missing out on?
Bo.
No, not Bo. There's a guy. I think he played for the Giants.
Jarvis Landry, Odell Beckham. No, you're thinking of the.
Besides,
you're thinking of Sterling.
I don't know, but
Played at OU.
LSU. I mean,
Played
like
at OU.
I just don't understand how some of those big time schools they don't get quarterbacks.
Well, LSU's not really under Les Miles was not a quarterback happy.
Yeah,
go
LSU is a
lucky.
running back, cornerback.
And I don't know where Odell and Jarvis are from, but if they're from the South, I mean LSU. I mean, they could be from Louisiana. I don't know.
I figured that people would be all over playing a West Coast style offense, considering that at the time that's kind of what the NFL was doing.
They don't. Kids don't look at that next level very often. I don't think an 18-year-old kid's gonna think too
What
much
about Texas? Let's go to Texas.
Texas is definitely a surprising one because of how attractive Texas is. They have their own sports network. They have probably one of the biggest fan bases in the country. And they have a very strong football history.
I think
that is one that's kind of.
Speaking of Texas, I think they're going to be the surprise team this year in college football. I think they're finally.
You think Herman?
I think they're going to be
turns the ship this year.
I think they're going to be pretty good. I'm not saying they're going to make the college football playoff, but I think they're going to make a significant turn this year.
You think they're going to be like an 8-win team this year?
I'm gonna go bold, and I'm going to say they're going to win 9.
9? You think they can win the Big 12?
You think Tom Herman's that good?
Texas they just have a buttload of talent, and they got better as the year went on last year. And I think that they're going to carry that momentum into this year, and I think they'll win 9 games. I mean, well, really, they just got to win 8. I mean, KU's a guarantee. I don't know who else they have, but
interesting.
Who do you
think?
think?
OU.
OU.
How do you think they're going to be this year?
I think they're going to be pretty good. They got that.
Do you think they'll win the Big 12?
Yeah, until someone proves otherwise.
Who else is going to be?
So in the Big 12, it's going to be Oklahoma State, Oklahoma, Texas. That's going to be pretty much it for the Big 12 in terms of some legit contenders to win.
Okay. What about the Big 10?
I would assume Wisconsin and Ohio State are the favorites, right?
Even amid
are they
controversy?
on the same? Are they on the same side?
Who?
Wisconsin and Ohio State.
No.
Oh, and I didn't even throw Penn State in there too. But
no, because Wisconsin played whoever in the
I don't know. I personally right now.
I think Nebraska is going to be a surprise team this year.
Really? Yeah, I think give Frost a couple more years.
I think Frost will have a good year this year.
I think he's going to turn it around.
I think they'll have a 7-8 win.
Yeah,
season.
That's fair.
Which I think is a good season for them.
Considering where well, not to mention, I mean, I didn't realize they had 360-something consecutive sellouts at home.
Yeah.
It's a good thing they got Scott Frost. They would have been screwed. They might have lost that.
Well, what else is there to do in Lincoln, Nebraska?
Shuck some corn.
Exactly.
Yeah,
anyways, no.
So here's the thing.
I think Wisconsin, by the way, is going to win the Big Ten this year. Mark my word.
Oh, that's a far leap.
He's all about far leaps.
No, honestly, they should. If it's not, it's either Penn State or Wisconsin, in my opinion, because Ohio State, Michigan, I don't know. Harbaugh to me, I don't know. That's interesting. You think would have made that jump, but they just can't get past Ohio State. But Ohio State's got to be in shambles, is my guess.
Yeah, they're amid controversy right now.
That's going to be...
Well, the Big Ten's, you would say the Big Ten's the best conference in football this year, wouldn't you?
Top to bottom, yeah. I don't think they have the best teams.
No,
but top to bottom, yes.
I mean, I think
because they have 4 of the top 10 teams. I'm pretty sure.
I think Bama and Clemson are a clear cut 1 and 2. I think they're on a whole tier comparatively to anybody else.
I agree. But yes, top to
How's
bottom.
Florida State going to be this year?
Aren't
first
they
year
preseason? Aren't they
first year without Jimbo.
Well, just scroll up the odds. You just see the
first year without Jimbo.
How's A&M going to be?
I think A&M's going to have a good year, but next year they're going to have a phenomenal year.
Plus 175? That's outrageous.
Not to mention, and we have to mention Georgia's pretty good. I can't see behind his head, but
man, plus 175. I don't know if we've ever seen. I don't know, man. Plus 175. Have we ever seen odds that?
Not for
Heavily
a
favored.
champion. I don't feel not for a college
The only
football
year I
champion.
can maybe think that it might have been close to that is the Matt Leinart,
USC years.
Reggie. Yeah, the Reggie Bush.
That would have been probably plus 300, something like that.
You think it would have been that high still?
Check it out.
I don't know if I can look that up. I can try, but
Well, yeah.
I disagree. I think the best bet right there. I think the best bet is to bet Clemson plus 600. I think that's your best bet right there. Or I would go Wisconsin plus 18 or Wisconsin plus
God, you were
1800.
sucking that thing.
Dude, Wisconsin returned a lot of people, man, and they were really good last year.
Well, they were good, but their schedule wasn't very hard.
I don't know, man. I think plus 1800 is a good value for them. Not necessarily saying that I think they're the favorite to win.
You want to bet?
So how's the Royals bet going so far?
It's literally a dead even sprint right now. I mean, we can go to here. Look, we'll go up to 5. First of all, explain what the bet was.
So the
'Cause this
bet,
was at
the bet
Buffalo
Joe and I
Wild
made.
Wings.
The bet Joe and I made was All-Star break, pretty much give or take, when they were like 27-68, and the bet was that over under. We finally decided on 53 was the number. So over 53 wins or 54 and above, Joe would win $20. If the Royals only won 52 or less, I would win $20. And obviously, if the Royals won 53, be a push. So as of right now, it is literally about as dead heat as you go. It's probably a win either way, but it's got to be dead heat. Yeah,
Oh God.
yeah. It's
Which, for people who are, stat junkies or like to see prediction odds and stuff like that, this is the best website that there is out there for
They
it.
can't see the website.
It's 538.com. Spelled out
You
in the
do
words,
see the cameras
538.
facing this way, right?
Yes, sorry. 538.com. Plug in. Adam Silver. Wait. No, what's his name?
Rob Manfred.
Nate
Adam
Silver. Nate Silver is the guy who runs this website. Nate Silver.
Oh, I was like,
I thought about
isn't Adam Silver the commissioner for the NBA?
yeah. So I thought you were talking about the commissioner of baseball. But
Yeah.
my bad.
All right, here's a. I know we're kind of jumping around, but do you think the Red Sox can set the best record in MLB history? I know since we last talked about this, Jeff, I asked you this question, and you said you don't think they're going to do it, but they've won 2 more games since we've had this discussion.
True. Well, based off your little website here, they're not going to make it.
The only I think the question for the Red Sox is I think that there's been clear indication that they're going to shut some people down towards the end of the year.
Which they should.
Absolutely, they should.
Because if they were like, I don't know what the record is, but if they were, let's say 7-8 games better, and they were like 95-30, then heck yeah, I'm going to try to get the best record. But I think they're only 80 something, which is still a good record, but I just don't think it's worth it. It depends what you want. Look at Golden State. That probably cost them. Going for that best record, because honestly, they're 7-3-9. But to me, you have to win it. You have to complete that. Since they couldn't finish, I can't.
106. Nah, that's pretty high. I thought it was 114. I didn't know it was 116. That's pretty high.
Yeah.
Jeez.
That's actually. Do you think 116 is going to get broken in this day and age?
It depends. If a team's willing to go for, look again. Golden State did it, and it's definitely doable. If Boston, even if they shut some guys down, they could still probably do it. Because I don't know, you can look at their schedule, but it really depends what you want at the end of the day.
If they have the Royals on their schedule again,
First of
that'll
all,
help a lot.
the fact they have the Astros, that's gutsy, man. Because Astros could literally be in a wild card game against the Yankees come October, and you have one game. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. But no, to answer your question, Royals is literally dead even. The good thing for me is obviously they suck, but the bad thing is they have an easy September. They play. Literally the AL Central has 3 of the worst 6 teams in the major leagues, with the Royals, the White Sox, and the Tigers. 3 of the worst 6 teams.
I'm obviously biased, but I still think I'm going to win that bet. I think they're going. I don't think it's going to be by much though. I think it's going to be like. I think it's going to be like 54 or 55.
It depends how they finish out August.
Well, now Danny Duffy going to the DL. There's another pitcher down.
I guess
and then we had to freaking release Blaine Boyer, man. That sucked. He's a stud.
he was a stand-up guy.
He was 2-1 this year, man. He had a 2-1 record.
He's a stand-up guy.
He was reliable. You knew what you were going to get every time he came in the game.
Did you see John Perrin get picked up by the Royals?
I did.
Traded?
I think, yeah, he was traded. I don't know.
Did you see Jorge Lopez is starting tonight, the guy we got in the trade from Costanza?
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah, I don't know how that's going to go. I don't know. If I'm the Royals, I don't even play Duffy again the rest of the year. I just shut him down.
Royals are up 2-1. He can make Burger King runs.
You can do it now.
Perez homered. Royals are up 2-1. All right, not bad. See how those guys doing. How Jorge. 22 strikes and 31 pitches.
Jorge.
No, but how much time's left? No, I don't think they're going to make it. And to answer your question, 116 is a lot, but it's doable. I think eventually one team will break it. Because, again, records are meant to be broken. That's what happens.
Is that what they're for?
I mean, I never would have thought Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's points would have been broken, but LeBron James is probably going to set that by a landslide.
Here's a question: do you think it's harder to? Do you think it would be harder to break the Mariners record or harder to break the Golden State record at this point?
Golden State.
What was their final record again?
73-9.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
That's so ridiculous.
Because
they had single-digit losses.
Well, the only reason I asked the question too is that it does require less players, and it would be easier to gather players to dominate. But I agree that just you have to have some level of ridiculous stamina and fortunate luck with injuries to get to 73 wins.
Well, and not to mention now. Well, and again, I'm a Lakers fan, so I'm biased. But Golden State now has to play LeBron James 4 times a year instead of twice. They got to play Houston twice, if not 3 times. And to only lose 9 games and you're guaranteed, and not to mention Oklahoma City can probably steal a game. So you're playing Russell Westbrook, James Harden, Chris Paul, LeBron James, at least 8 games.
And Lonzo Ball.
You got to play the Celtics twice.
And Lonzo Ball.
It's just tough, man. It's just tough.
So I heard your favorite Lakers, Lonzo Ball, now.
Here's the thing. I don't know why people hate Lonzo so much. I think it's just because his dad. Lonzo's not a bad dude from what I've seen.
No, I don't.
In my opinion, I don't think Lonzo's a bad dude. He played hard. He plays decent defense. He is, I think, an elite passer, and if not, he's very, very close. But I don't think he's really that bad, and I think it'll be interesting to see how all those guys come together, and hopefully they do. But
do you think LeVar and LeBron are going to have issues this year?
Nope. Sorry, I didn't mean to interject.
No.
You think LeVar is going to back off?
LeBron has final word.
Yeah, but LeVar doesn't know how to shut his mouth.
But here's the thing: it doesn't even matter because LeVar did what he wanted to do, and that's get his son to the Lakers. That's all he needed to do, and he did it. Just like, okay, think about this. As much as Trump and LeVar Ball were having beef, they're very, very similar. They're very loud. They do what they need to do to get the job done.
If you say you like them, they like you.
Yeah, and if you don't like them, they're not on your team. Here's the thing, but if someone doesn't like you...
These are not complex men.
They're not. They're really not. And if the thing is, I'm not siding with Trump or anything, or LeVar Ball by any means, but if someone repeatedly says, I hate you and you're garbage, or, I mean, this is more Trump because they just say, because, you keep kids in cages, blah, 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 you're garbage, blah, blah, blah. If someone keeps smack-talking you and keep bringing you down and keeps trash-talking you and over and over and over again, you're going to fight back. It's common. It's just, that's how it's going to be. Like, if I literally belittled you and berated you like a lot of networks do. I mean, when Obama was president, people on the right would do that. They'd say bad things about Obama. I've heard bad things. I still do. When I hear bad things from the left. I mean, I know plenty of people that will say, F Trump, he sucks or whatever. He's the worst. I mean, he's inhuman, whatever. If I had people in my face literally telling me that all the time, I would not be very happy with them either, and I'd fight back and say things. It's just that's what life has. That's how it goes.
Wait, are we talking about LeVar?
Kind of both, but yeah,
because they're similar.
They are. No, they are. They're very boisterous and they're very outspoken.
And they're simple. They're simple men.
But to answer your question, no, LeVar, it was not going to be a problem. LeBron James is it's just not. It's not.
99.9% of people are going to listen to what LeBron has to say over LeVar Ball. LeBron James is legitimately the closest they come to a king of a city. LeBron James. It's freaking LeBron James. I mean,
Greatest Laker of all time.
he is the greatest Laker of all time. No, I'm just kidding. I would say Kareem Abdul-Jabbar should be on that conversation, but he kind of pissed me off today.
No, I think Kobe's the greatest Laker of all time.
I heard what Kareem Abdul-Jabbar said.
Yeah, that was.
I mean, I will admit, I think you can. Again, you have that Mount Rushmore as we've talked about, but I think you got Jerry West, Magic Johnson, Kobe Bryant,
Shaq?
No.
I think that's tough because Shaq, Wilt, and Kareem all literally played. They bounced around. They didn't start with the Lakers, but they played some time with the Lakers. Whereas Kobe, Magic, Jerry. Actually, Jerry switched too, but Jerry, I mean, he literally the logo. He's literally the silhouette for the logo.
Jerry, Kobe, Magic, Kareem.
I'd probably say Kareem because he's the all-time leading scorer for now. But anyways, yeah, what Kareem said was, I'll let Joe finish that, but that was out.
I didn't really read too much. I just saw the headline that he says that the national anthem is close to songs of slavery or something like that.
Because when the slaves were working, they wanted to sing music, so they're making all the slaves now sing music. Essentially, is what he said. Essentially,
who is he referring to as slaves in modern day?
I think he's saying his people. I guess people that look like him, the players. That's what I gathered from the whole thing.
So my issue with that comment is you go from picking cotton in the plantation to making millions of dollars and being in the top 0.0000001% of the world's in terms of in your wealth. I mean, I think there's a bit of a gap there, but I know I kind of actually have a very I don't want to say unpopular view on the national anthem comparatively to people who have a lot of the same beliefs I do in terms of more conservative and stuff. I mean, I'm surrounded by mostly conservatives, and I have a lot of people who are very much against people kneeling for the national anthem. I personally don't like it. I don't think you should do it. I don't know. I think this whole thing just became a much bigger deal than it needed to be. And I suggested this a long time before, and I think that NFL should have just done this policy, or I don't know if they are implementing it, that if you don't want to stand for the national anthem, you can sit in the locker room. Or actually the policy I was going to say is just play the national anthem before the players even take the field.
Which, if you want to just...
That's what they do in college, right?
Yep.
If you want to switch the problem right there, that's all I need to do. And they were going to implement the policy, but now a bunch of backlash from it.
Good, yeah. So that was stupid that they came out with that policy. It's not going to do anything.
No, and it's just going to make it worse.
Yeah, it's just going to create more problems.
I think the two problems are just, the two solutions are, A, just play it before the players come on the field, and then if players are going to kneel, so what, they kneel. It's going to phase out.
I mean, yeah.
Because just imagine this. I'm just saying, picture this scenario. The NFL and Trump don't give it any attention. They just don't care. And the players start kneeling. Their message is not being talked about, and it's not. They're not getting the attention that they want, and they would move on to something else.
Well, two things. One is, unfortunately, Trump does love the military.
No, he does.
And the thing is, he's not going to ever stop talking about it. So that, unfortunately, until he's gone, or he will always talk about that, because that's just, he won't drop that. But two, I don't know what I was going to say, but he loves the military, and I agree. If he didn't talk about it, it wouldn't be a big deal. But the problem is, second point was, the players lost the message, because before Trump was president, this was happening.
Yeah, a lot of people don't even realize that this all started before Trump was even president.
But I have to admit, the introduction of Trump into play with this has definitely made it worse, just because he does care about the military. He's going to voice his opinion, and obviously his opinion is not liked by many players.
And he's very egotistical.
Yeah.
He, as Freud would say, he's very much in the id.
Yeah. Which, again, he
doesn't have impulse control.
It's because of his ego, man. If you don't say good things about him, he doesn't like you. If you say good things about him, he likes you. It's not. hard to figure
Yeah,
out.
but just to finish up the kneeling thing, I just think that I talked to you, Jeff. I talked to you about this when walking in here. I think that the media drives so much of this, the polarization that's happening right now, and especially, and I think that one of the greatest examples is this whole kneeling for the national anthem. Like I just don't really see why the media needs to cover it so much. I don't know why the NFL needs to get so involved in it. I don't know why the president needs to tweet about it. If the media, if the president, if the NFL just didn't do anything about it, this wouldn't be a big deal. It wouldn't be. I mean, let's be real. Do you really care if, I mean, I know that you disagree with it, but are you going to stop watching the NFL because 2 out of the 55 players are kneeling? No.
Plus,
one is.
Plus, I recognize that it's still their right.
Yeah, it's their. I mean, yeah, and that's the other part of me that has a problem with it is, and this is where I kind of separate from a lot of some of my conservative friends and family members, is about, I'm very much a libertarian in the sense that I don't like the forcing of someone to stand if they want to kneel. I just don't really care.
It's unfortunate because, again, Kaepernick, whether we like him or hate him, he did start this because of police brutality. He did have an agenda, and he did start it for a reason that's a decent reason. I mean, if that's what he really thought, and that's what it is. But unfortunately, that's been lost. And because it's been lost, these guys are kneeling now. I don't think I shouldn't say for some are still for police brutality, but a lot are just against Trump.
So you think a lot of it's like
the national
it's
anthem
not,
is much bigger than Trump.
Well, not that. It's just it was about police brutality, but now it's like it's a different agenda now, and it's like, let's see what we can do to get people to say something bad about us so we can have something to be outraged over. That's kind of what it seems like.
Or they just want to kneel because they're being told that they can't.
Yeah,
that's true too.
And again, that's what I'm saying. Like the whole message behind what Kaepernick did start, which again, if that's what he felt, then I mean that's a reasonable reason to try to do something.
If you believe in something, then yeah, definitely stand or kneel for it.
Yeah, but I'm gonna step in here. I have 2 problems with what Kaepernick did. One, if you really believe in, the significant issue that he believes in police brutality, if you actually look at the statistics, they actually don't really back up what he's saying. They're actually proportionally pretty equal in terms of the population.
A police officer is 18 and a half more times likely to die from gunfire than his
so
brother.
I don't really see the statistics that back up his claims. What he was mostly going off of is the fact that the media would go crazy over these isolated incidents that happen over the country. That is not to say that some of them were not valid. Like, for example, the guy who was not paying child custody, and he had a warrant out for his arrest, and he was wearing this chubby dude wearing baggy pants and running away from the police. And he was in obviously a non-threatening position. The cop pulled out the gun and shot him like 7 times. Like, that is definitely, police brutality. But I'm just saying, like, isolated events that did happen across the country, like those happen not just to African Americans. That happens to everyone. Cops aren't perfect. You have bad cops. You have good cops. You have good people in professions. You have bad people in professions.
You have people that are overweight and show up to practice not lazy.
Yeah, but the point is I just don't know why the kneeling at the national anthem was the way he wanted to do it. I think that was a bit strange, but the problem I also had with it is when he showed up and he was wearing pig police socks. I have an issue with that. I think that's pretty offensive.
Because he's generalizing.
Well, I mean, police officers put their life on the line to serve. I mean, yes, I know that there's a certain population of them that aren't good cops, but there are many good cops that lay their lives on the line to protect them. Do you know how many police officers and security guards and stuff like that are protecting them on a daily basis at the stadium, organizing the people in who are paying their paychecks? Like, I don't know. I just think it was stupid. But then I ultimately lost respect for Kaepernick when he wore the Fidel Castro shirt down in Miami in a press conference. Yeah. He was intentionally just trying to get people riled up.
Agreed. The reason there's so much better ways to try to address the problem of police brutality than to do it.
We talked about this before, like what Malcolm Jenkins did, where he actually went to the courthouse,
Right.
and started a conversation.
Right. Like that's if you want to get something done, that's the way to do it. Because now it's just like you guys said, it's for attention. He's causing more outrage, causing more problems, and maybe causing more violence. Hell, I mean, it's not out of the realm possibility that because of his actions, it's actually gotten worse.
Well, and something else that doesn't really help to this issue is, let me give you an example. In the African American community, who is somebody that a lot of athletes, or just in general, a lot of African Americans, but it's not just African Americans, who is someone that they idolize, someone they think is cool, someone they would, who would they want to be friends with? Like, what celebrity? Like NFL football players. Like, who's someone cool they would want to hang out with?
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady. No.
Julian Edelman.
Wait, sorry. What was your question?
So, like, okay, I'll just give you
Tom
the
Brady
answer.
literally is the
I'm
coolest
not. No, I'm talking
player.
about football player. I'm talking about
Deflategate.
athletes.
You're wrong. Cheater.
He has 5 titles. What do you mean? He's an athlete.
No. I'm saying these
Sorry,
athletes.
I wasn't paying attention.
I'm saying these NFL players, okay, in the African American community,
Like
who would be
like
a
role
celebrity that
models,
they would
or
look up to?
Trump.
Someone who is a celebrity, who is a common person,
LeBron
an
James.
athlete.
not an athlete, a celebrity outside of being an athlete. Okay, fine, I'll just tell you. Like
A rapper?
Jay-Z. Yeah, Jay-Z. Okay, Jay-Z has a huge influence in the African American population in terms of how culture is dictated. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because Trump had actually tried to put a panel together of people to talk about prison reform and police brutality and things related to that. He was trying to pull people from all different parts of the country. He was trying to pull, he tried to even pull like Meek Mill, whatever the rapper's name is that his name? And then he was trying to pull people in from like Chicago where the issues are going on. He was actually trying to get these discussions started. But then you have people like Jay-Z who are literally telling people not to go to these meetings because he doesn't like Donald Trump.
Yeah.
So you're kneeling, but at the same time, you have a lot of individuals who are participating and agreeing with people who say, like, don't even engage in the conversation. That's why if you're going to kneel, as you said, if you're going to kneel, go actually do something about it.
Yeah.
Don't just kneel to kneel. If you're kneeling for the national anthem, I personally, if I'm going to respect you, you got to be showing me the reason why you're kneeling and what you're going to do to fix it.
Yeah.
Or what you perceive to be the problem is and what you're going to do to fix it.
It's a fair point.
I'm not saying that. I think that prison reform is an issue that very much needs to be addressed.
I agree.
That's why Kim Kardashian went and helped.
Send him a text.
He sent me a text. And he got that off of Shapiro's podcast.
Who?
Oh, God, he's coming after you, dude. This guy.
Shapiro talked about the whole Jay-Z and Meek Mill thing.
I actually read that article.
No, and I did too, off of Ben Shapiro's podcast. But needless to say,
All news doesn't come from Ben Shapiro.
He's trying to yank your chain.
I know, I'm
dude.
just dogging you, man. It's
He's
okay.
just trying to
I
yank
could have
your
gotten
chain.
it from National Review. I could have gotten it from
But
Voices
you
of America.
didn't.
But you
I could have
didn't.
gotten-
It's okay. I got it from Ben Shapiro's podcast too. It's not a big deal, but it's just funny. No, but anyways, yeah, it's not a bad thing.
He's a good
it's not
resource.
a bad thing.
He's a
yeah,
good
it's not a
resource.
bad thing. It's just funny.
He's yanking
It's
your
not
chain,
bad.
dude.
Yeah, man, it's okay.
We-
I don't get my news just from Ben Shapiro.
but like 95%.
No.
No,
No,
dude,
just kidding, dude.
it's
We're
not-
just kidding.
it's not a bad thing, man.
We're just kidding.
It's not a bad thing. It's really not.
Rein it back in. But we're at over 2 hours, so we gotta like wrap this thing up.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Any more thoughts, Joe?
Yeah. What are your
no,
final
because
thoughts
any of
with
my
Big
original thoughts are going to be construed to be nothing but Ben Shapiro's thoughts.
Smooth? Okay, then separate them. Final thoughts for Big Smooth before we sign off. Anything.
But first, I want to talk to you about your financial diversity. It's important to invest in Birch Gold. Okay.
So that's off Shapiro's podcast too.
Diversifying in a unstable economy with the tariffs You never know. Gold is always maintained to be the common standard of wealth throughout the country.
What's crazy is how you know that like line for line.
It's good, man. It's good. No, dude, I'm just busting you, man. No, I know you probably read that before, but no, it's just sad, dude. It's really sad because I don't know it, Trump. I don't think he's a bad guy. I think at heart, I really think he's trying to do better for the country. I think he really loves the country.
Yeah, but I think he's just so ego driven.
Well, he is, but so I mean, what person is not though? If that stature, let's be honest. At the end of the day, you have a little swag.
I think he's a little bit narcissistic.
He is, but
Sometimes I think he needs to get off Twitter.
Well,
it's entertaining. I'm not gonna lie, it's entertaining, but he needs to get off Twitter.
If he dropped Twitter, I think his approval rating would skyrocket.
Well, you would see like a lot of a lot of media would not be covering Trump.
Yeah.
If he got off Twitter.
I've actually made that. I think I've made that joke before. That CNN and MSNBC would. Oh, speaking of CNN, fun little fact for the day: their ratings just came in and they dropped below the History Channel.
Well, wow. Because all they do 24/7 is just bash. It's just
CNN is absolutely tanking when it comes.
And you even
to
talked
ratings.
about Elizabeth.
Yeah,
doesn't even like it, and she's a liberal.
Yeah, she's feminist liberal, or she classifies as that, and she literally will not. She doesn't even really watch it.
Yeah, because it's not news anymore; it's propaganda.
Yep.
And I, you might disagree with me. I actually feel pretty much the same way about Fox News. I don't like Sean Hannity. I don't like Laura Ingraham. I think that they're way over the top, and I think they're way in too close with Trump.
I mean, I don't think
Trump can do no wrong.
I don't think that's like anything that anyone can objectively disagree with.
Like there are still some people on Fox News, and I think Jake Tapper on CNN's actually not bad.
No, he's not. He's reasonable.
He's reasonable.
Kyle Kalinske. He's another reasonable liberal.
Does have some logic and reason.
I think you're starting to see people are starting to migrate a little bit more towards the middle, and we're separating out the far left and the far right, and more people are starting to go towards the middle a little bit more, which is good.
There's a huge, especially for a lot of millennials who identify as independents, there is a serious market out there for a major media outlet or a major cable news station to kind of be the voices of actual discourse and actual conversations and actually just reporting the facts. That would be I'm serious. If that actually existed, I would watch the hell out of that.
Why don't you start it?
Yeah.
Why don't you get up and do something instead of talking about it?
Why don't you get off your knee?
I will.
Get off your knee and go do something.
Yeah, don't be a Kaepernick. Be a Malcolm Jenkins.
Oh, okay. That's going to be our final thought of the episode right there. Jeff mic dropping.
It's not the same.
What do you have to say back? Last word right here, Joe. Last word.
Last word?
Yeah.
You have any sponsors that I can
don't.
plug in? No?
I don't. Please don't try and plug fake sponsors again.
Okay. No. Final word.
It's a dailywire.com production.
No. I don't know. Do you want it to be political? Do you want it to be sports? What do you want it to be?
I just want it to be Joe Segraves. Joe Big Smooth Segraves. That's all I want it to be. This is taking way too long to do.
No, honestly, I guess my final comments right now is I'm a bit hungry.
Me too.
Food.